beats.
What's good, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Big Ticket. I'm your host, Vic3, and it looks like I'm going to be rolling solo today. Jerry Lee couldn't make it. Hope he feels better. He's a little under the weather today, but, my guy will pull through. But, without further ado, let's get to it, man. I got a great panel of guests. If you have not seen, I got the ECG Network shirt on, excuse me, the family shirt on. And I thought it'd be appropriate if I brought the family along. So let's kick it off. First, we have my guy, Papa Sora. Papa, what's good?
Hello, I'm the eldest child in the family.
And next, we got my guy, one of the hardest working guys in YouTube today, giving you the play-by-play from WNBA, MLB, and the NFL. We got my guy, Coach Dante. Coach, how we doing today?
I'm doing great. Why you gotta put me out there like that, man? I'm just joking, man. How y'all doing today, man? How y'all guys doing today?
Hey, man, you got to give people their flowers, while they're here. You the best out there. My guy, no matter what day it is, you are guaranteed to have some Coach Dante content, and it's going to be great.
Yup, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. And next, we have, one of the youngest members of the ECG family, but, don't take that any slight. He's probably one of the wisest around. So we got the young guy, the young genius, I like to call him.
I'm not wise, bro. I'm not wise.
For your years, you're very wise, young man. Very wise.
I thought you said wise. I'm like, hell no, bro. I'm not no damn.
And last but not least, the head of the family, the Thanos snap of himself, we got Dante. What's good, my guy?
Oh, I'm on mute.
We're muted.
What's up, guys?
Oh, there
I'm in my living room today.
Chilling from the cave. But before we get started, let's say what's good to everybody out there. We got my guy, Drew Johnson. What's good, Drew? Appreciate you for coming through. We got BLSG. Dante was in the chat earlier. Shout out to Don. Thank you, my guy, for coming through. Appreciate you, as always. Looks like we had Papa and we had Big Play up in here. That's right. We got Philly halftime. What's good, my guy? But gentlemen, Friday night was a good night. Even though there was a loss, it's preseason. Who really cares if you win or lose in preseason? But we got to see a lot of things out of this team, out of this Eagles team. One thing in particular we got to see out of it was Jalen Hurts. There were a lot of questions over the offseason. Even during practice, there were a lot of comments being made. A lot of people that didn't see, like what they seen. We all know about what happened with Derek Gunn. But Jalen Hurts in his first game, 6 for 6 for 80 yards with 1 TD. Now, he capped off that opening drive with a 22-yard touchdown pass to Dallas Goedert. Pretty good there. But, gentlemen, let me get your thoughts. What did you think of Jalen Hurts' performance on Friday night? I'll start off with you, Papa.
Yeah, I thought Jalen did pretty good. He had 2 passes. He had 2 passes over 20 yards. He had 2 little just dump-off slant passes in the middle. Damn it, Dante. Man, flexing with the posters over there.
Well, tell me that's not B-Dog, bro. Come on, dog. Why you got to do me like that?
Yeah, I mean, he had 2 passes, 2 little dump-off passes to the middle. 2... I think the other 2 were screens, right? I know one was a screen, and I think So, I mean, he looked pretty good. He looked poised in the pocket. He looked good when he rolled out. He didn't... Even the one touchdown that got taken away with the... What was it, like his 15-yard rushing touchdown that he got taken away due to a holding penalty? I mean, he looked good. He made a lot of smart decisions. Wasn't any, overthrown under or behind, all that. Took a hit got back up and just went right back to it. So yeah, I thought Jalen looked really good. I thought the entire first team looked good, but I'm sure we'll get to them later.
Oh yeah, we definitely will. Coach Dante, what were your thoughts on Jalen Hurts' performance Friday night?
I thought it was like my safety brother said. I thought it was pretty good. Him the first throw scrambling up out of the pocket. When last year he would have ran that out of bounds or pretty much threw that across the field. He throws it to Quez Watkins, who got open for a 20-yard scamper. One throw was a screen. Had a couple of check down throws. One play that he was couldn't find nobody open. He was running it out of bounds, just a dumb penalty by the Jets. Otherwise, the drive don't extend if you don't make that personal foul. The Jets get off the field on that, but the drive was extended by that hard hit, which was an uncalled for hit. You see a quarterback running out of bounds, clearly giving up himself, and you decide to hit him anyway. And well, like I say, Robert Saleh was even upset about the hit. He was even upset about the hit, so he wasn't. I don't think it was a dirty play, but Robert Saleh was upset about the hit. You can see it in his face. He was upset about the hit. Then you run a touchdown. You run a touchdown, probably 20-yard, I think a 15-yard touchdown when the middle was wide open. That got called back by a holding penalty, and then he just throws it to a wide open Dallas Goedert. I just think that was more on a just blowing coverage right there for him to be that wide open right there. And it was a third and like 20, and he was that wide open. That was just unacceptable by the New York Jets. But he did what he had to do. He performed what he had to perform, and it was just very good showing all around. But not by just Jalen Hurts, but about the team, about the first team dominated every phase when they was out there.
Yeah, listen, it was a dominant performance. We all know, like Papa said, there was a play that was called back, but for the most part, it looked pretty good. But Slay, let me get your thoughts on Hurts on Friday night.
Yeah, I thought he did good. The play where he got hit, yeah, that was uncalled for. I'm not even gonna lie, because the dude got hit at the end of the play, and the driver was clearly dead and whatnot. So you just don't do stuff like that. And Salah, like Coach Dante said, Salah was pissed at the dude too. And Sirianni, bro, I swear,
He was pissed.
On the sidelines.
That's my coach.
BS, bro. I was laughing, bro. I swear, man. But that's what you want to see from your coach. And Hurts got up like nothing even happened. So you could tell he took hits like that before, and it just doesn't faze him. But that's still uncalled for. And that should not have happened. But like I said, though, he played good. There wasn't anything bad to take away. His release looks faster. I don't think his throwing motion or whatnot is gonna change. That's just the way he throws. And I don't think you're gonna change that. But the release, the way he gets the ball off is a lot quicker. And that play at the end where he threw the touchdown to Dallas Goedert, I think it was even a better play with AJ Brown blocking for him up front, in front of, the way of getting Dallas Goedert into the end zone. And can we just appreciate Dallas Goedert jumping into the end zone, bro? Like, that man just jumped, bro. I didn't expect that to happen, bro. No one talked about that. But he dived on his back and just...
Everybody talks about that.
Boy,
we all know Dallas goes above and beyond when he's trying to get that extra yard.
Yeah, man. But I thought he had a good game. And Pascal, I like what I seen from Pascal. And Quez Watkins, that throw where Hurts rolled out, that was a design play where he just rolled out and just threw it to him because Opeta got beat on that play, so he had no choice but to run on the sidelines or whatnot. But yeah, I thought he did good.
Yeah, and for everyone at home, if you have not seen the play, I'll just run by it again. We'll just show it real quick so everyone knows and. We can see how egregious it is, and we'll get everyone's thoughts after we get a comment from Dante. But let's check this out real fast.
Brown on the near side of the setup now. On third down, they need 5. And Hurts scrambling to try to keep it alive, taking it to the sidelines, and he gets hit out of bounds, popping right back up again. Fortunately, but that's going to be a penalty on Quincy Williams for the New York Jets, and Jordan Mailata does not.
Oh, that was Quincy Williams? Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, man, it was a cheap shot. And listen, the one thing you've seen, everyone said, he got back up, but it's something that you don't want to see. That it was a cheap shot. But the one thing I did like seeing was Jordan Mailata, quick. As soon as that happened, it was right up in his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you want to see out your left tackle. It was uncalled for. But let me get to Dante. What were your thoughts on Jalen Hurts' performance on Friday night?
So I wasn't able to get to the game to watch it in real time, but I saw the stats. So the only thing that I can say is the Dallas Goedert going after the ball. I always appreciate the extra effort out of receivers. So regardless if you're a tight end or a wideout, the hit, just to touch on that, man. Uh, it is what it is. It's football. Like, I don't think there was any malicious intent behind it. I like the fact that Jordan Mailata got in his face, and let him know, like, hey, that's not going to happen on this side. I like Sirianni calling out Saleh, and I like Saleh's comments after the game too, kind of holding himself accountable for what happened. But at the end of the day, people shouldn't be making comments about, wishing karma on another player that had nothing to do with the play either. Because I've seen a couple different people saying that, and come on, guys, like, it's uncalled for. It was obviously a bang up play. I'm sure Quincy Williams wasn't trying to take his head off, but to go back to Jalen Hurts' performance, I mean, from the numbers, it looked good. I got to go back and watch the tape, just on the 6 throws that he made, but it's okay for right now. You know what I'm saying? It's still the preseason. I still like to see the good performances out of people. I'm sure we're going to talk about George Pickens' performance later, but it's the preseason. I'm glad that it wasn't any muff throws or anything like that, but more so Dallas Goedert. Amazing.
That was his only catch too.
Yeah. Hey, and
Make the best
as
out of
mentioned before, we all know what took place on Friday. The Jets quarterback Zach Wilson looks like he made a non-contact play. It looks like he was making a move, injured himself. Thoughts and prayers go out to him. Luckily enough, it doesn't look like anything serious. From what I heard, it was a bone bruise and a meniscus tear. So it looks like he'll have some surgery to clean that up, even though that might be something that may linger on throughout the season. Hopefully he can, recover fast from that. If he was to go down, and we all know, like it was said on Friday night, the Jets season would pretty much be done for. So it's a good thing that it hasn't been that case. It's something that can be taken care of within a number of weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, like both of us said, Vic, I know we were chatting each other back and forth when this happened. Like, we all collectively here don't think Zach Wilson is the quarterback that everybody's as advertised as got to be. I truly think he should have stayed one more year at BYU and
Mhm.
played that nightmare schedule that BYU had to play. I think they played like 3 or 4 Pac-12 schools this year, or last year, which would have been really good for his evaluation. But I mean, if you're getting chosen second overall in the draft, like, I mean, it's kind of a smart decision. No NIL deals were happening at the time.
Yeah.
But again, as I say, even with the Trevor Lawrence thing, I want all these players to do good. I don't wish any ill will as far as like any injuries that might happen to these players. So I mean, I hope he comes back a little bit stronger and ready to go out there and prove all of us wrong. That'd be an awesome story to read in the paper.
When Salah said his injury was like when he said his ACL was intact, I knew he wasn't gonna be out for the whole season. Because you don't just say that and a player gets out for the entire season. But yeah, ACLs. I feel like when people say intact, then yeah, you're good. As long as it's not anything serious. Prayers to the dude.
Yeah, you shouldn't wish any bad karma on a player that especially wasn't involved in
Yeah.
that play.
Oh yeah, listen, I'll be the first to tell you. You can even check my timeline. As soon as that play happened, I'm like calling for retaliation. You know what I'm saying? I want the defense to come out and give the offense the same energy they gave Jalen Hurts. But I will say this: the intent to go out there and hurt someone. I mean, you rough up a player, yeah, that's something. But to try to like seriously injure them, that's something totally
Nah,
different.
that ain't Slaughter.
But one thing I will say this about quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying, and this is for college, high school, whatever it is. When you're running out of the bounds, hey, run through that white. Don't slow up. Don't try to stutter step or anything. Keep it pushing. You might get hit, but if you're going through that white, most 9 times out of 10 you won't get hit. You know what I'm saying? They'll end up passing by you. But yeah, you
Do
got to
what
run through that.
BJTK won't.
Yeah.
Slide.
He definitely would not. He's
The
coming for
amount
the
of
hit.
times I have to yell at you to slide, it's ridiculous.
But let me get your overall thoughts on just the offense as a whole from the line. We had the running backs out there, the receivers. What did you all think about that? Papa, I'll start off with you.
Yeah, I mean, the starting offense, they were the good, the bads, and the I don't knows. Goods, I think, were Jalen Hurts, the receivers. I mean, I'm trying to think who he spread it out to. Stoll got a pass. Watkins got a pass. Goddard got a pass. And then Sanders got two. Sanders did not drop a pass, and everybody will say that's like Sanders' biggest problem is catching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just two screens, but I mean, he caught them, and they both resulted in first downs. So Sanders looked good in the limited we saw. We didn't really see him take any rushing. We just saw him involved in two screens. Watkins was able to get open. I know A.J. Brown said at the beginning, Hurts was like, I'm not going to throw. I guess they're wanting to keep that under wraps still. Or throw to you. I guess they're wanting to keep that under wraps still. So, I mean, I liked him spreading the ball. I like him taking the little deep passes. The little in routes, like to Stoll whenever needed. Like, nothing was there. Just dump it off, and there you go. It looked like he wasn't staring down one receiver. Looked like him reading the field was getting better. I thought that was good. Really, the only thing starting line is I'm still a little bit curious about what we're gonna do at right guard. That's really my only worry, I guess, as of now, because you can go back to like the beginning of the offseason. I thought Jack Driscoll was going to easily win the right guard, and apparently not. Apparently he proved me wrong there, so I don't know. I would need to see more of Sua Opeta, I guess.
Yeah, Driscoll was one of the things that was kind of disappointing to see. I seen him getting tossed around a couple of plays. It could be he's still recovering from his injury. We don't know, but yeah, like again, for one game, from the short amount that we saw out of him, I saw a little regression. Hopefully,
It
that
could
was,
also just be that he's just a tackle. Sorry to cut you off, but it could just be he's
No,
just
you're
a
fine.
tackle guy only
Yeah,
instead of a guard. So
yeah, that could be it too. But in college and even in the pros, he's played all over the place, so he has the experience. So I won't give him as much flack as other players. But Coach Dante, what were your thoughts on the starting offense?
I thought they looked good, man. I think they dominated. I think they dominated, pushed the ball immediately up the field. You didn't see them a lot. You've probably seen them only one series. That was pretty much it. But the positives, I'm going to kind of go outside. I'm not going to go obvious. I'm going to go Huntley. I think Huntley was very good in this
Damn.
game. Pascal, I think he fits well for the Eagles offense, for this offense as well. Zamir White, and I'm going to go with Zamir White. Those are the guys that, kind of stood out to me. I like to go outside of the box, not too obvious. I'm going to stay away from the obvious points. But again, this whole team looked good. Quez Watkins was also good too, man. That guy's very good. He can separate in coverage. I like the way Quez Watkins and Pascal fits this receiving core in this offense. And Huntley, man, I'm telling you, dude, I really like this dude. This dude is very explosive, man. And Zamir White really impressed, man. Like I say, he led the Chargers in tackles with 100.
You mean Kaiser?
So yeah, Kaiser White.
Okay.
He led the team, led the Chargers with 149 tackles. That's a lot of tackles. That's every time a play starts, you around the football. So again, this guy's a tackling machine, man. I like the way Kaiser White started off the game. So those are my positives right there for those guys.
I was going to say, I even remember last time I was on the big ticket, I said, like, Kaiser White was going to be the best addition for the Eagles, and already he was kind of showing.
And I love the fact that he called his own shot. On the side of the goes on the play, tells him, I'm about to get this INT. And sure enough, he goes out and he produces. That's the stuff that we want to hear. But big play. Let me get your thoughts on the starting offense's performance on Friday night.
Oh, stole mine, man. I was gonna say Huntley, I swear. But I'm a pick Kennedy Brooks. I thought he played pretty good. I like what I seen from him. And Tay Gowan, your boy Vic. Tay Gowan, bro. He's a big physical dude, bro. I swear. Like he's one of those corners that's just like on that outside. You could just line him up. He just needs a little development, learning, because you don't want to get him beat outside and whatnot with those like deep threat guys. But yeah, I thought the offense played good. Peta, I don't know, man. Like Sora said, our right guard position, it's very questionable.
Yeah.
And Driscoll's my boy because he played at Auburn and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's one of the key positions we need to fix on. But
I think Driscoll's just a tackle only guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Pasco's good too. I like Pasco in this offense. I think Pasco and Watkins both have like good traits that fit both this offense. So like Pasco might be better, but they both fit the offense, in their like collective ways. So yeah, I thought the offense played pretty good up until the point where Reeds and not got in the game. That
Hey,
boy
before we go
runs.
forward, let me just shout out everyone in the chat. Appreciate y'all for coming through. El Capitan Rafael, yo, what's good? Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. Nightings, I saw you. Eagles, man, thank you. And what a lot of people might not know is Dante, you were, if you did not watch, you should have been on his lives because he was out there. But if you did not know, Dante was actually at the game. So what did you like about, the Eagles starting offense? What did you see?
So a couple things stood out to me. The amount of drop balls by both offenses were absolutely horrendous. Let me tell you that. I was also at the Steelers game where a lot of that didn't happen, so wasn't very impressed by the receiving cores of any team. But I can say, Zach Pascal, I've been trying to tell people about this dude. This dude is a legitimate number 2 wide receiver on any other team.
Mm-hmm.
The way he took that in route and got separation was absolutely incredible. I mean, this guy was like the number 4 or 5 receiver on the Colts, putting up 500 yards collectively the last 2 seasons. Like, I don't know why people weren't talking about him enough. Plus, he's a Sirianni guy too, so there's a connection there as well. But Zach Pascal, man, he's an absolute monster. I don't know why people are not talking about him enough. Kennedy Brooks really didn't excite me all too much. He seemed a little slow, to be honest, and I don't know if that's just first game jitters or
should have been Damian Pierce.
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't a really big fan of him coming out of Oklahoma anyways, but I mean, it is what it is with that. I can say the star of the offense, and I said it on Twitter, Jason Huntley is an absolute incredible talent at running back. Your guys' running back room is like super duper deep now. There's no need to have any talks about picking anybody up. Like, literally, if one person gets hurt, don't go in free agency and get anybody else. You guys are like 5 running backs deep right now. It's totally fine. I mean, if I had to rank, and to get on to Cam Jurgens, I mean, what he was doing was pretty standard to me. I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, he was such a monster." I mean, pushing a guy for 1 yard back, like simple stuff, holding the block for a second and a half, like that's normal stuff. Like, I'm not gonna say that the dude is like this absolute monster that people are saying. He was doing pretty standard stuff, pretty safe things. But I can't say that he had an incredible game like everybody's saying. I think people are just hyped up that he made a couple good blocks and they're like, "Oh yeah, the Jason Kelce replacement is here." I mean, let's be honest.
I will say, I think the main reason why they're saying that is because there was one, when the second team offense was in, there was one screenplay that they did, and Jurgens kind of threw his guy to the side, and he was running with the running back doing the blocks, and that's what we constantly see with Kelce. So I think that's where most of the hype's coming from, which was with that one play.
But to be honest, on screenplays, go ahead, Vic. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, and also you got to think about it too. Jurgens, for the most part, kind of had an embarrassing week with that clip of him going against Jordan Davis, getting slid back. What was it? About good 10 yards. Now, when you see him playing, you see him doing those plays, though. Yeah, but when you see him out there on Friday, you see him making progress. You're like, all right, that's a whole lot better than what we thought before. A lot of people are like, yeah, like this is the guy. We've seen that. It's Jordan Davis who doesn't get pushed back by anyone else. I mean, like it was a positive. I think that's why people are going a little above and beyond for Jurgens right now.
I mean, Jurgens played at Nebraska though. Like he ain't played someone that big before. Like I don't know if I should like get mad at him for that. Like he ain't played someone the
No, and I
same
mean,
size
much
as
like Jordan
Jurgens.
Davis said, he
So,
absolutely hates that clip because you don't see the other reps
yeah,
that he's doing where
Yeah,
he's even beating Davis and or
yeah.
whoever's going up against him. You just saw that one clip at the live practice.
yeah, man. You win
Mhm.
some and you lose
But
some. Hopefully, you don't lose more than you win.
I was saying, one of the things about that screenplay, just from playing football, like it's easy to blindside anybody once you're pulling like that because people are not focusing
Yeah.
on getting blocked; they're focusing on getting the tackle on, either if it's an RPO, either on the quarterback or the running back. I mean, you guys see it all the time in college football. That's not hard. So I'm not gonna, maybe I'm just really critical, but I'm not gonna say Cam Jurgens had this amazing game. He had a 7 out of 10. He did what he was supposed to do. So,
Yeah.
but like I said, both offenses were impressive. Zach Pascal and Huntley were definitely 1 and 2 in my mind. And I know Zach Pascal didn't get a ton of reps, but it is what it is. But that's just how I felt, Vic. Until we get over to the Steelers game.
Minshew missed them though, for real. I swear, because Pascal was hella open in the back of the end
Yeah.
zone, and it took him like 3 seconds later to get the ball to him, and then I think it was the safety that bat the ball down, bro. He was wide open. The man had his hand up the whole time, bro. Like you got to see that Minshew. That's why Minshew will not be a starter again, bro. Like he's just a backup. Like, bro, I'm sorry. Like no,
Hey, there were many conversations I've had with many people last season who thought that there was a higher ceiling for Minshew than Hurts. They will not be named right now because their likeness and their thing might be changed for this story. But it is what it is. Minshew is a backup. That's what it was. He looked great for Jacksonville because look at Jacksonville's team. There wasn't much at the time when he was there. I mean, like he was a good quarterback for them, but for them to have him long term, I don't think that would have been able to sustain. He would have been able to sustain.
And then it's like they were going off of stats too. Like I didn't watch his film like when he was with Jacksonville, like all of it. I just seen the highlights and clips of what I seen. So I mean, I said he was like a good statistical quarterback, but I don't know what I seen from him on film because I never watched him.
Gardner Minshew was better than what people gave him credit for. That's why I
Yeah.
was so upset that Jacksonville even let him go. But that's what Jacksonville does, guys. Like if you ever watch our organization and our football team, you're either amazing or you can get the F out. That's kind of how they treat all the players.
Yeah, I agree. I think Eagle man. I said I think he got potential to be like a fringe starter to like backup. That's it. I don't think he's gonna be like top 15, but like he's gonna always peak around top 20 to top 25 if he's.
But that dude's actually given a
I'd say top
chance.
25, and that's it.
If Minshew
Yeah.
is actually given a chance, I think with the right team and with the right players around him, he can do some things. He can do some things, bro. I'm telling you, I seen that guy in Jacksonville do some things, bro, and make some plays
Coach
that
knows.
a lot.
He's a Texans fan.
I'm seeing he's in the division, so I'm taking a look at this guy. This guy really can make some things happen. He can really throw the football down the field. You just got to give him the right weapons and the right pieces, put a right team around him. He can get the job done. He can win you some games now with the right pieces around him, right weapons around him.
I'll say this. I'll say this too, Coach, to add on to that. Jacksonville messed up because if Gardner Minshew was to actually have like 2 good seasons, and he already has the marketing with how he is, like imagine how positive that would be for Jacksonville, and they just let that go. Like all the excitement they could have had with Gardner Minshew, and they just let him go like that. Like we shoot ourselves in the foot, bro. It's ridiculous.
Bro, if Ryan Tannehill can have a job in this league as a starter, then I can guarantee you Minshew can too, bro.
He only had
Right.
one bad game. Minshew only played in one really legit bad game, and after that, he was a part of that. And that was that game in London against my Texans. That was the only bad game he actually really played that season. And the next after that, he was a part of that. They gave up.
Oh yeah, if Mac Jones can also get a job.
That was the only bad game he actually had. Really.
Minshew was asked to play very safe. He wasn't asked to play very aggressive because with Jacksonville, you don't want to lose games because of aggressiveness, and he was trying to be aggressive. Like he played at Washington State where they throw the football like 50, 60 times a game, bro. Like that's not his I'm sure that's not his weak spot. Like just let him throw the rock, man.
Yeah, it is true. Like I said, I think Minshew is a great serviceable backup. To be an NFL starter, I don't think it would last that long. Maybe he could be a good bridge quarterback. That's something I can see too. Someone who could fill in for your team for 2 years while that guy you drafted comes through. I think he'd be good like that. But you'd have to have like a great team around him to be like, all right, he can sustain.
Facts.
But the one thing I will say though, about our starter Jalen Hurts is, I like what I've seen out of him. He made a lot of decisions where last year he wasn't doing. He wasn't going through his progressions like he did. You see him checking down. To what was it? Was it Miles? He checked down twice.
Yeah.
Miles had a 12-yard catch and then another a 6-yard or an 8-yarder, I believe. He made some good moves. That pass to Stoll. He
I was about to
Stoll
say, I
sat
know
down
Stoll
the
was
middle
one
of
of
the
them, yeah.
defense. Yeah, you seen Stoll stat down the middle of the defense. He read it perfectly. There were three guys around him. Threw it right where it needed to be. And also, Jalen even says it himself, and we'll hear from him. But like his running ability and being able to avoid the pressure in the pocket. We've seen that one of his first passes thrown, he was avoiding the pressure. But let me just get to a question that was given to Jalen Hurts and how his running ability helps him in his game.
Your ability to make those throws on the run, does that make you a more dangerous quarterback from your own perspective? That you can make those plays?
I believe so. I think in hindsight, I think there are a lot of guys in the league that do a lot of special things from the pocket. And I think I can do those things. There aren't too many guys in the league that can do the things that I can do in terms of extending plays, throwing on the run, getting freaky, getting down the field, making plays with my legs, running the ball. So I think that definitely adds an extra dynamic to my game. And my whole approach has always been, regardless if it's throwing, running, my communication, my leadership, like take a step and get better at it. I'm always in the process of getting better. Always in the process of getting better. And that's the approach that I take day by day.
Untamed, bro.
Shout out the Permian Panthers jersey, Booby Miles, yo.
Bro,
I need that.
Vic. Yo, ECG, my name on the fantasy league is Untamed because of Jalen Hurts, bro. Like, that's his literal, like, Instagram thing. Like, Untamed, bro. I always carry that mantra, bro, because it's got to be untamed, bro.
You don't need to be saying that until a really good season.
But I like what he was saying.
What just happened?
It was kind of a conversation we had early in the season, between the scrambling quarterback and the pocket quarterback, and how I was saying, a pocket quarterback cannot sustain in today's NFL. That has to change. And Jalen's one of those quarterbacks that they're changing. We had players before. You have Lamar Jackson, you have Josh Allen, but Jalen's a guy who may be able to do both at at a high level. We're hoping this season. What we've seen out of him, he's making those steps. So, I came away with, seeing what Jalen Hurts did. Again, small sample size, but I really liked what I saw out of him. But going forward, what did everyone think of, first-time play caller for the Eagles, Coach Shane Steichen, and his play calling abilities and, how he called the game? Dante, let me start off with you.
I saw variety this time. Something that we didn't see. Something we didn't see last year. A lot of handoffs to the running back. A lot of getting your running back involved. And I think that's just a setup for Miles Sanders and some of his strength that you guys are going to see upon the season. So I think I saw Philly Mike say that he believes that Miles Sanders is going to have the first touchdown of the year, and I think that's what they're setting it up. They testing it out with somebody like Jason Huntley and seeing how successful that's going to be. But I saw variety. He gets a B+ from me on play calling. His to be honest, like I said, those wide receivers got to catch. They would have won the game if their wide receivers could catch the ball.
Yep. Hey, listen, that's something we'll talk about with Aaron Moore. I think, he needs to work with those receivers more. I'm not saying it's all on him, but, with the receiver core, you don't want to see a regression, especially with the talent that we have. But Slay, let me get your thoughts on Shane Steichen's play calling on Friday night.
Yeah, I thought he did good. I mean, first of all, like he don't want to give too much of the offense because the season ain't start yet. But and that's probably why AJ didn't get the ball yet. And to be honest, I don't think Devontae Smith would have got the ball last year if Hurts didn't go down with that little snickness he had in that Patriots game. Because they don't give they star players the ball. Just they want to show you a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, I think Steichen. I think he's a little different because remember that time he was with the Chargers? People were saying he's too run oriented. He got to stop running the ball too much. I think he's realized to at least keep the ball 50-50, not to do too much with the run and just add that passing element to the game. I think it should be 60-40 to be honest, where we run 40 times, 40% of the times, and then throw the ball 60% of the times. Just keep it simple for Hurts. That's what I want. And I don't think I think if we keep it like that, then that's gonna help Jalen Hurts, and this offense could get moving.
Oh
So
yeah, it
I
definitely will
think
benefit Jalen
it was a
Hurts.
good variety.
Yeah. Coach Dante, let me get your thoughts on Shane Steichen and his play calling on this past Friday.
I'm gonna give it a B. I thought he did very good. I thought he did solid. I thought he put some Jalen Hurts in some situations where he can get better at, like moving him out of the pocket, making him throw on a run, something that he's already comfortable with throwing on a run, running the football, some zone read, quarterback keeps, helping him scan the field up a little bit better. So I'm gonna give it a solid B. I thought he did very good. I thought he did solid last the other game against the Jets. So I'm give it a solid B. I thought he done a great job.
I like that. That's respectful. I'll go with the B. Papa, what are your thoughts on Shane Steichen against the Jets?
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably have to give it a B as well. He did pretty good for being the first-time play caller at least with the Eagles. I saw Dawn, shout out to Stats Guru, by the way. So the team throughout the entire game had 223 passing yards and 88 rushing yards. So it was very different from the run-heavy team that we saw last year. I think the plays were good. I think it helped get people, especially when you saw Hurts in there, it helped get players open, especially during the touchdown, because you had both Goddard and A.J. Brown, which were arguably your two best receivers on the field during that play. So you had A.J. Brown take an extra defender, leaving Goddard one-on-one with the safety, and it just helped out. So I think it was good play designing. I'd have to give it a B.
Yeah, I agree with you, Drew. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. It's with the whole the way you're saying that, I see.
No,
what you
100%.
mean, but I don't know, man. I'd rather have it just be a good way of balancing the offense, because yeah, we can win the game running the football, but at some point throughout the season, defenses are going to start knowing what you're going to do. So if you try to keep running the football, or you try to keep passing the football collectively to win the game, then at some point someone's going to realize, look what happened to the Patriots last year. They ran the ball 3 times against the Bills in that snow game, and then look what happened in the playoffs. They had to utilize Mac Jones's arms.
That was the opposite. They only passed 3 times in that game.
Yeah,
I don't.
passed 3 times in that game. My bad.
When you say 60-40, it's because you want to confuse the defense. You don't want them to know what you're doing. Again, you don't want it to be 50-50 because, again, that no one's going to be 50-50 unless you're, John Fox. You know what I mean? But for the most part, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, no coach is going their meeting room saying, "Oh, we're going to run 70% of the time today." That's not what happens. What happens is you find a favorable matchup, and you might tweak a percentage of saying, "Oh, I'm going to give the running backs this much carry situationally." That's what's fun about percentages and stuff like that when you look at the game after the fact to see what was favored in the game, not necessarily, and coach can tell you this too. It's not, when I used to coach, we didn't go in there and say, you know what, we're going to make sure that the offense gets 70% of the passing plays this game. No. A lot of it, most of the time, 95% of the time, it's all situational on what is working for your team and when to mix it up. The goal is to be the goal is to be the most powerful piece on the chessboard. Like, and some of the percentages that end up like they are. But I see what you're saying, Drew. But I'm sure if you ask any coach that's ever coached, that's not their game plan. Is not, maybe they want to pass more than they have been running if it's been working. But for every single team that you play, something is going to work a little different. And last year, and me and Vic were talking about this weeks ago. Last year, the Eagles' offense was not dynamic enough to do anything. So when people were starting to figure out, like, oh, yeah, they're going to run the ball 70% of the time in this game. What do you think the game plan is going to be if there was already 5 games up to this point that were like that? Yeah, me and my team are going to game plan around the run because that's the most favorite play calling that you had. The name of the game is to be as dynamic as possible, and they're doing that from this preseason game that I've seen. 25 times under center for Jalen Hurts last year is not good, man. It's not good.
I mean,
all Todd Bowles had to do was just throw a cover 0 at him and just blitz him. That's all he had to do.
When you're doing the way like ECG said, I'm gonna elaborate this. I mean, it's all about matchups too. All about matchup. What's the right matchup to go after? So sometimes, even though when you want to run the football so much, team coaches and players are scheming matchup problems as well. What does this team do? What does this team know how to stop? Can they stop the run? Can they stop the pass? Are they good at this? So sometimes it does work like that. And then, like I say, just when you're running the ball so much like the Eagles did last year, sometimes you can be very predictable of what a team wants to do. That's why you think Todd Bowles one of the most respectable defensive coordinators in the game. And then Tampa Bay already seen you in the middle of the season. They already played you. So in that playoff game, what do you think Todd Bowles was going to come the game plan for? The run game. He's going to make Jalen Hurts beat him with his arm, which is he didn't do that. They did nothing but stack the box, put 9 men in the box, and play one-on-one coverage throughout the whole game. And just Jalen Hurts just could not get anybody the football. And the moment that Whitehead bust up the run, that RPO run, and they tried to run it with Jalen Hurts again, they knew, Nick Sirianni knew at that moment they could not they were not going to be able to run the football at all. And it's just unfortunate. You can't be predictable in this NFL game. You cannot be predictable by just running the ball. You're going to have to mix it up at some point of time.
I forgot who said this quote, but I believe it was Bill Belichick, but he said, the goal is to make the most dangerous position on the field quarterback. Meaning that if you looked at any of Bill Belichick's offenses when Tom Brady was there, he really didn't have a true number one receiver outside of Randy Moss that people were really scheming against, and maybe Wes Welker every once in a while. But because Tom Brady was so good and could influence everybody around him, you've seen what happened to the Deion Branches of the world. They went to other teams and they were just complete trash. That's because what was said is to make the quarterback the most dangerous position on the field. You didn't have to worry about if everybody else is going to step up, because week to week, you didn't know who the number one guy was going to be. It is smart. For example, it is smart if Vic was lining up at wide receiver this week and he's leading the league in touchdowns. He has a triple crown right now in week 7. Who do you think their defense is going to cover and double cover? It's going to be Vic. But what you have to do as a coach is say, they don't do well against speed. Let's say Slay was our slot receiver. They don't do well against speed. Slay hasn't got a ton of catches.
He drops the ball.
I might line him up to do a couple go routes in that game because they can't handle the speed. That's what good coaches do. They don't make it known who their most powerful piece on the chessboard is outside of quarterback. And those
Andy
are the teams
Reid.
that have success.
Andy Reid, that boy.
Yeah, well, they scheme. They have a plan.
Andy Reid couldn't get it done until he got Patrick Mahomes either.
Bro, he had okay. No. I'm sorry, bro. I love Alex Smith, but Alex Smith is just a back. He's not a backup quarterback. I meant to say he's a drop back passer. That's all he is. Like, he's not gonna run out. He's just gonna stand in the pocket.
Wait. Alex Smith ain't gonna run out. One of the most athletic quarterbacks out of Utah.
He wasn't even that athletic, bro. He was alright. He wasn't too dangerous.
Put Urban Meyer on the map. Let's be honest right now,
bro. Andy
just for
Reid
that, you're going on the bench.
Andy Reid took us to constant championship games, bro.
Oh yeah. Andy Reid's offense, it does need a specific.
They had what you call a spine on him the whole game. which tell you when case Jalen Hurts gets up out of the pocket because he's used to getting out of the pocket that whole
Yeah.
season. That's part of being stopping him and making him sit in the pocket and throw. And I counted 5 interceptions that he could have easily thrown in that
5?
game. Yes,
I thought he
most
only
of
had
the
like. I
no,
thought
most
he.
of them-
I
most
thought
of
he
the
would have had like
interceptions
only
were dropped.
4 or something like
No,
that.
I counted 5.
Okay.
Hey Vic, put up the
That he
Eagle
could easily
Man.
do.
His last comment.
I counted 5 that they dropped. They caught 2 of them.
Yeah, that one. If they have that man spy on Hurts, that means there has
That
to
was
be open receiver downfield.
Levante Davis.
No, it wasn't Levante David.
It was Devin White. I believe it was
No.
Devin. It was one
We
of those
ran.
guys.
If you remember correctly, we ran a cover 0. No, Todd Bowles ran a cover 0 blitz that game, and all he was doing was putting Joe Tryon on the box and just keep sending him at Hurts. And wherever
they did have a spot.
wherever
They had a
Hurts
spot
went,
in
Joe
that
Tryon
game.
went.
They had
That's
a
where
spot over the middle. They had a spot over the middle inside.
Yeah, so if Joe Tryon was next to in that middle, he was the only spy that was going.
Yeah, they was spying. There was number 9, I believe, that was spying on them.
Hold up though. That comment. Okay, I'll tell you why that comment doesn't make sense. For the simple fact that nobody outside of linebackers usually spy the quarterback. So why would a receiver be open downfield? Because they're pretty much going to be either playing cover 3 or cover 4 in that situation. And when they have a spy, it's pretty simple. But on the other side of that, what kills a man spy, if you want to get your receivers involved in the game, is running slants right in the middle of the field.
Yep.
Because they're shading like they're going to do zone, unless that's what they're doing. It's playing man coverage, watching the quarterback, and then having a man spy. But in most cases, they're not going to do that. And you're only going to run spy if Jalen Hurts has had 7 carries for 50 yards up to that point. You're not going to spy him right away.
Yeah, but you don't do that with a quarterback like Hurts, though. Like, Hurts doesn't have that good deep ball accuracy to constantly, like, put the ball in the money.
But one read last year, Hurts will only, if the first read wasn't there, he was running the football. So that's another interesting that the spy was on too.
Yo, what up? He's gonna look at the glasses. I know what Sora's gonna do, bro.
So what do you mean by downfield?
Because I didn't see that in the drops in the Tampa Bay game.
Dante, I low-key know what he means though by that. Because he kind of means like on that play when we I think it was Hurts rolled out of the pocket and went like he was trying to go to Rager, and I think Joe Tryon was spying on him. And by the time he threw it to Joe Tryon, or not Joe Tryon, Rager, Quez Watkins was already down the field. Me and Coach like broke this whole thing down. Like we was on a stream together. We broke this whole thing down. Like Hurts could have threw it down the field to Quez if he stayed a little more in the pocket, but since they kept running a cover 0 blitz and you don't have a timing quarterback like him, you just can't make those type of throws like constantly. Against Todd Bowles, bro. Like it's not happening against him, bro.
If you're running a cover 0 blitz, I'll tell the quarterback to run out the pocket every single time.
Bro, are you
straight up?
Bro, unless he's like Mahomes or something like that. Mahomes is or like Josh Allen, like Rodgers are the only quarterbacks I trust in those situations because either way they know how to cross body it. You feel me? Like they could
I just want him to clarify what he means downfield. Now, if you mean 7 to 10 yards downfield, maybe. But if you're talking about when I mean downfield, I mean like 20 yards plus.
I was about to say past 20 yards.
I think he means like he means 4 to 5 yards. I think that's he said.
Okay, that's not downfield. That's intermediate.
Yeah, First, even they send a spy on him, he can still get about 4 to 5 yards of rush. Then they could take a slide to avoid the hit and still move the chains every time.
Yeah, he couldn't do none of that.
Cover 0, the defense. Patriots ran that.
They made sure he couldn't do none of that.
I bet you when
he
calls
go to what Knighton said though, what a spy is? Can you go back to that?
He was asking what is a spy?
A spy is basically someone that like is next to like on the box. You know, like basically what Coach said. If you got a box scheme and you just like trying to go up against the quarterback, you just have that one guy that is constantly always in front of the quarterback to see if he rolls out.
Yeah, just to check it.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
It's more so you designate a linebacker to
Yeah.
act like you're playing in zone coverage, and for it not to be disguised that way, but you're really just locking on the quarterback.
Yep.
That's all.
Got your one eye. You just got your one eye. You just got that one. His job is to keep that quarterback from running up out of the pocket.
That is the
Like
best
if it's a
work.
Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts,
And it
the
looks like
quarterback
zone
stop
coverage.
will just that's what a linebacker, like your best linebacker, just keep an eye on him just in case he runs.
See, Lamar, I don't know about Lamar because Lamar was making good throws in that Dolphins
No,
game.
I'm just
Marquise
saying.
Brown can't
That's
catch
just
the
basically
fucking
being a
football,
part of
bro.
the spy. They don't want
Yeah.
Lamar to hurt him with that leg.
Bro, but Marquise Brown can't catch the damn football consistently to save
Dude,
his
I'm
life,
just
bro.
explaining what a
Sorry.
spy is to the dude. I'm not
Not even
talking
his
about
color,
Lamar's
man.
arm. I'm talking about in case he moves up out of the pocket, bro.
So
We know about his arm.
I just wanted to say back to Nightings though, the best way to kind of uncover if somebody's on a spy is to move your two tight ends like in motion. I know you guys see that a lot. That's basically what they're trying to do. Is they're saying one of these linebackers, either the Mike, the Will, or the Sam, is going to be a spy. If they move with the tight ends, then you can isolate potentially who the spy is on the linebacker side.
And Joe Tryon was a spy against us that game. Like literally the entire game. He was spying the shit out of Hurts, bro. He was alright. He wasn't great. I think Levante David, when he got out of his position, it was better. Like guarding Hurts. Oh, you muted.
You're muted.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Now that we all know what a spy is, let's get back to this performance on Friday night.
And then some.
But hey, that's what's up. But see, let people know, because again, like we say, when you're watching this, you know what I'm saying, and you do have those questions, we are open to answering those questions. A lot of times people are like, oh, you know what it is, and they won't know what it is and try to avoid the question. You know what I'm saying? When you come in here, you're messing with the ECG
Cover
Family.
3.
Oh, Lord. Let's go over the cover 3.
I'm playing.
Come to some of our film studies, man.
Free technique.
Yeah, go and ask your favorite content creator how many techniques there are on the defensive line, and I'll wait.
9 technique? I don't know. Yeah.
What's a 9 technique?
9 technique, yeah. But
That's fun for me.
on Friday, we were talking about, mentioned earlier, Miles Sanders. And on Friday, we talked about performance. It looks like he had no carries, but he did have 2 receptions for 20 yards. And, just recently released, it looks like Sanders didn't practice today due to an apparent leg injury. So do you feel like there's any cause for concern? One of the things we talked about Miles Sanders, specifically about Miles Sanders, is the best ability is availability. It looks like he won't be available. So, Papa, what are your thoughts?
No, I don't really think there was any cause for concern. I think they're just kind of playing it safe. You saw, what's its face? You saw Gainwell last week. He didn't play because he had a minor hip injury. He was limited a couple of practices, and then finally they fully activated him. So I mean, they're just kind of playing it. They're just kind of playing it safe. It wasn't like a big chunky brace. It was still a little bit of a brace, but I think it was more or less just for comfort. I wouldn't really feel there's any concern, because I mean, you still saw him walking around easily. There was no pain or anything. It's not like he took any big hits during the preseason game, so I think they're just playing it safe, just resting it up.
Yeah, hopefully. Coach, what are your thoughts?
To be honest, bro. If I'm Nick Sirianni, I wouldn't play Miles Sanders no more in this preseason. I wouldn't play him no more in this preseason at all, because again, injury issue is concerning. And like Sora said, it's nothing serious, man. And you want to have them fresh and ready for week 1. That's all that matters. You don't want to just keep throwing starters out there and they keep getting hurt, especially a guy like Miles Sanders caliber. So to be honest, man, I would keep him out for the rest of the preseason. I wouldn't even play him again for the rest. But anybody else, if you want to play him, you got the luxury too. But Miles Sanders, knowing his injury history and knowing he's on his contract, knowing he's on his last year of his contract, yeah, man, like I say again, I keep him out for the rest of the preseason and keep him fresh for week 1.
Hey, I would. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think, again, like we said, one of the issues with Miles Sanders is his ability on the field. We have to preserve that. We know the running back that he is. He doesn't have anything else to prove other than the fact that he has to stay healthy. But Slay, let me get your thoughts.
Honestly, I didn't even notice, to be honest. I think you just told me. Like, I didn't even hear about this today. But hey, like you said, best availability is ability. Or is it ability or
Best
whatever?
availability is ability. There
Yeah.
we go.
Yes.
It's a tongue twister.
But
It's a tongue twister.
Sanders, like, he's always hurt, but like Sora said, I don't think he had any problems when he was playing. He looked like a regular person out there playing. Like nothing was wrong with him. So I'm not gonna take it, like it's hard on the guy or whatnot. I'm not gonna be too hard on him, but like Coach Dante said, I don't want to see him play anymore in the preseason. I'm kind of surprised Kenneth Gainwell didn't even play in the preseason against the Jets, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would rather
Couldn't.
play him play at the start than Sanders. So just don't put Sanders out there until the start of the season.
And my guy, Fast and the Furious Dante, let me get your thoughts. What do you think about this new injury news on Miles Sanders? Do you think there's any cause for concern for us?
Dante.
Oh, you can't hear me?
I don't think
Wait,
he's
Said
How
it.
about
Said it
turn
again.
the
Said it
nos
again. I'm sorry.
down? You got to put the nos down.
right.
Yo, that man out there driving, bro. I
But
swear.
do you think we have any cause for concern with Miles Sanders' recent injury news?
With Miles Sanders,
Yeah.
yeah, with that leg injury, I don't think so. To be completely honest with you, the only reason I say that is because of the comment that I mentioned earlier. Can you guys hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You good?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, cool. Now I was just saying, yeah, I don't think there's any cause for concern. Sit him the rest of the preseason, let him heal up. You already know his injury issues. The the one the one thing that I'll say is that, oh my gosh, people are at my door. Um, the one thing that I'll say is because of how well that Jason Huntley did and how much depth that you guys have right now, it's totally okay. That's what you have your running back room for. So let him heal up. Again, he's gonna have to play his ass off this year because he's got a lot of people like on his throat at the running back position. But I don't think there's any cause for concern. Just let him heal up, let him do his thing, and just depend on those young guys. Don't get them like too many reps, but get them enough reps where they're staying healthy as well. You just put them in rotation. The best, like somebody said, the best availability or the best ability is availability at the end of the day. But to those young guys, every rep in real game situations matters too. Miles is a veteran; he'll be okay. That's why Tom Brady's sitting out for the amount of time he's sitting out. He done seen everything under the sun, and Miles should know the same thing, man. Like, yeah, you've already been in these game time situations. Let these young boys get in there and get some reps, and you get held up, man, because you're more important on the field than you are off the field. Um, in my opinion, like I'm a big fan of people not trying to be the hero. When you try to be the hero, everybody fails.
AK
Unless,
Malik Willis and Carson Wentz.
well, it's just the fact that like I'm on the opposite side. I know there's some people that are big fans of people playing through injuries and stuff like that, but what is the case of like if you go out there and you want to have all this heart and you guys don't win the game and you just went out there and re-injured or injured yourself even further to try to win a game just to show that you have heart? Like, be smart. Like, if I was a coach, my depth is my depth. Regardless if we win, lose, or draw, I got to do what's best for my guys. Sometimes people have to save them from themselves, man. And that's the same thing with Miles. Hey, it might be sour. It might suck that you keep getting injured. But in this point in time, man, you just got to suck it up and get better. You're better to us. You're better to us alive than dead. Like, straight up.
Yeah, we need you on the field, not on the sideline. But as mentioned before, we'll discuss Jason Huntley, who I feel was the star of the night. Jason Huntley had 16 carries for 48 yards and a touchdown. Then he followed that up with 4 receptions for 39 yards on 5 targets. And also, he had a nice 14-yarder. But let me get your thoughts on Jason Huntley's performance. Papa, let me get your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Jason Huntley was one of the best depth pieces that we saw out of.
Oh,
I just blanked out of the entirety of the preseason. So I don't know if or not. I don't know. I think Boston Scott resting is probably going to hurt his chances because if Huntley can get better, then yeah, he'll probably end up taking Boston Scott's role. Either way, I think it'll either Scott or Huntley's going to end up being your fourth running back. And if somebody gets injured, you have enough trust in your fourth running back to take over a significant amount of time. I have enough trust in Huntley to be the third running back, and especially if he ends up being the fourth running back. So yeah, I think Huntley did great. Obviously, of course, I want to see more out of him. I think he did pretty good on the chances he got to be the returner.
Oh yeah, like I said, I think Huntley was the star of the night. But Coach Dante, let me get your thoughts. What did you think of Jason Huntley's performance?
Like I said, man, I like this dude, man. He was impressive to me, man. He's explosive. Like I said, I was more impressed with him than anybody I seen that night. But again, man, his explosiveness, man, catching out of the backfield, him returning punts, kicks, and stuff like that, man. I love a running back that's very versatile, that can do everything. And this, like I said, man, this what this kind of what this league is turning into, man. A guy that's explosive, catching the ball of the backfield, can run the ball between the tackles. I like Jason Huntley, man. I think he was he was the bet to me, man, in my eyes. He impressed me more than any other Eagle the other night, man. Like I say, and there was a lot of impressive Eagles out there. Like I said, Pascal, I was impressed with Kaiser White, Quez Watkins, but that guy right there caught my eyes more, and I think he should find himself on the roster as a pretty much the third back of the roster. I mean, I know he's going to be in the battle between him and Kenny Gainwell or Boston Scott a little bit, or Boston Scott a little bit, but I think this guy should earn a spot on the roster, whether it's special teams or kickoff return, or if somebody gets hurt, maybe you could throw him in there in certain games at the number 2 running back situation or the number 3. But I like this guy's chances of getting on this roster, man. I really like Jason Huntley's game.
Definitely. Slay, what are your thoughts on Huntley?
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know that, Paul. Appreciate you in the chat. Just to throw that out there. But yeah, Huntley was a demon out there, bro. That boy is he's just cold. The boy is too good. I think, like Sora said, I don't know why I'm agreeing with Sora a lot today. I don't know why. It's like the coach and Don thing. But yeah, I think eventually he's gonna be RB3 at some point. So I think he played good, man, for the little time he was out there. Especially last preseason, he did good too. I don't think no one noticed that. And then like whenever he's out there, bro, he just brings a little juice to the game, bro, because he got legs, man. Dude got some sprinters. Like he's out there. I don't think he hurt us, but he got.
I think you're right. I think it is a concussion.
Boston Scott, I hope he gets better. Yeah, concussion is also that lingers.
Yep. And I want to say one more thing before you go. I just want to appreciate Coach Dante for being right on the Dameon Pierce take, bro. He said 20 yards a pop. He was right.
Who?
He said no. He said like, and I quote.
He's talking about.
Hey, let him know again.
We've all seen the clip on Coach Dante when he was talking about. I believe it was Friday night, if I'm not mistaken. Coach went on to a show and discussed, his thoughts on Dameon Pierce. He said that he believed that Dameon will have a 20-plus yard run during the game, and sure enough, Dameon Pierce had a plus 20-yard run and looked great last night.
This motherfucker right here
we'll get to everyone else around the league in a little bit.
That was the Texans.
There were a lot of people
Texas fan duel show. That was the Texas fan show that I was, I believe, a couple of weeks ago, Wednesday. That was
blasphemous.
And I said Dameon Pierce will have a 20-yard run against the Saints, and the Saints have a good defense. They have a very great defense, and for him to do that with that first carry, and he averaged 9.8 yards a run last night, and that was very impressive. So,
bro, Dameon Pierce is him, bro. He's that guy.
But we'll get to other players around the league. But let me just ask a question because we all touched base on it. So let me just get a simple yes or no from everyone, just quick around. Is Jason Huntley finally going to earn a roster spot this season? He's getting on the final roster spot, Papa? Yes or no?
Every time he plays, he does well. Every opportunity he's gotten. We have seen this man fight for a roster spot in how many years of preseason? Like 3?
Yeah.
I think, and I'm not wishing ill will on Boston Scott, but I think Scott being hurt or concussed is the best thing to happen to Huntley right now, because both of those guys fight every time they're on. I think Scott being hurt has finally given Huntley the edge that he needs to finally get on this roster spot. Unless they carry 4 running backs, then yes, either way, he'll get it. But if they're only carrying 3, I think Huntley's got a good chance with Scott being concussed.
Coach, what are your thoughts? Do you think Huntley makes the final roster?
I'm going to say yes this time. I'm going to say yes. I really like Huntley, but again, it'll be a total, like I said again, it will be a total travesty if this guy cannot make the final roster. And I really think if he gets on at least a practice squad, I think someone would consider picking him up off of the practice squad. But I'm going to say yes. I'm like Safety Brother said, I'm by Boston Scott's being out. It may give him an open shot, and he's taking advantage of that opportunity. So I'm going to say yes, he finally breaks the roster as probably running back number 3. Or if someone goes down, I mean, hey, he may can get that running back too. And, we'll see what he can go along with it. But I really like Huntley, Jason Huntley, for what he did last night. But I think, yes, he's going to make the roster.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think Jason Huntley was a guy who was, for the most part, buried on that roster. Always put on the practice squad. He showed out, in the little time he had, and this Friday he showcased himself and did great all around, I believe. But Slay, let me get your thoughts. Do you think Huntley makes the final roster?
My bad. I'm watching this Kyle Juszczyk top 100 thing right now. The top 100 just dropped. Finally, let's go.
Real quick before Slay goes, I do want to add. I think one thing that also will help Huntley is his punt return game, because Boston Scott is not a good punt returner.
Yeah.
True. But what I was gonna say was, I think Huntley's gonna be on the practice squad, and then when someone gets hurt, he's gonna come in. That's basically my thing. Yep. So I think he'll be like on the practice squad, but whenever Scott goes down, he's gonna come in the game or whatnot. Whenever he gets his call and whatnot, he's gonna shine. And dude, he might take Scott's job, bro. At that time, Huntley got some fresh legs, and Scott, he's not old, but Huntley's gonna be hungry for that job.
I think Papa had it right, especially with the deal that Scott's on. I believe it's a 1-year deal. It's something that easily can be done. Now, I'm not saying that it will be, but if he continues to perform like he has been, yeah, there's no question he's going to be on this roster. You couldn't deny him a spot. But before we go on, let me just say, everyone in the chat, appreciate y'all for coming through. If you can, please hit me up with a like. And if you have not done so already, please go to everyone's channel and myself if you have not done so, and hit that subscribe button, man. It helps us out. And watch a couple of videos. See what you think. You leave a comment, and it helps out the algorithm, man.
I will be right back.
Go ahead. But going forward, let me ask you all a question, because, we talked about the offensive enough. Let's move over to the defensive side. We've seen some good things. And, we mentioned it earlier. We talked about Kaiser White. We seen the interceptions. Everybody was excited. The stadium erupted. We know the legend that is, him talking about beforehand. He was going to get that interception. But let me get, what's your excitement level on Kaiser White right now? Pop, I'll start off with you.
I mean, like I said earlier, last time I was on Big Ticket, I said Kaiser White was going to be the best addition that the Eagles got this offseason. I mean, you've seen it constantly in practice. You see him laying out. He's always where he needs to be. And one thing I did like, and I even said it before the announcers, so take that, announcers. You could just see him reading Wilson's eyes. He followed Wilson's eyes, and just as soon as that ball was able to be thrown, he was in the right place that he needed to be. He jumped right where the ball was. He got the pick. And then, like you said, he called it before. He is that type of guy. I think him and T.J. Edwards are going to be a very good combo for the Eagles. Because even before the play, you had T.J. Edwards stopping a run for 0 gain. So I do think White and Ed were going to be a very good duo. And I'm a big fan of Kaiser White. I think that dude's going to be a tackling machine.
Oh yeah, listen. Again, you know me talking about it for so long. I've watched the kid since he was in high school, playing in Mays High School. Shout out to the Hornets. And in college, he did great. Transitioned from safety to linebacker, and he came to the NFL. He had some issues his first season, had some injury issues, but came back last season and performed great. And luckily enough, we benefited from the Chargers, sleeping on him. And again, it's small sample size, and I know it's preseason, but already you see the talent that Kaiser White has. And for me, I'm super excited. But Slay, what did you think about Kaiser White? What's your excitement level?
Oh, I love Kaiser White, bro. That dude is a beast, bro. So he predicted the interception too. Like he literally said that he would get an interception before the game. Son Reddick said that. Yeah, bro. He's gonna be a big impact to the offense. I mean, the defense. Still think we're on the offense, but yeah.
He could be on offensive plays at points. We don't know. We don't know.
You got the speed.
Yeah, bro. We could put him out there. But like I said, though, he's gonna be in that middle. Like basically what he did yesterday. He's gonna do that to other quarterbacks, like just spine them in like the middle of the field. And if anything comes his way, either interception or if a quarterback like who do we play that's a running quarterback? Kyler Murray, I guess. Like an improviser type quarterback. If he's out there like running to that right side or left side, go at him. Like that's.
Oh yeah, he's gonna close in. He's gonna close in,
bro. We send everyone at that boy.
Yeah, man. And let's hear from Kaiser himself when he talked. I let him talk about discussing his interception. So let's hear from Kaiser.
I was just a hole player, and I was playing visual on the quarterback, and I seen it in his demeanor where he was gonna go with the ball, and I just tried to sprint and make a play on it.
What did that mean to you to do that in Philadelphia?
Oh man, everything, man. First game, getting my feet wet, family and friends in attendance. So, I always want to go out there and put a show on. And, it felt good. It's definitely a great start for me, but I got to keep building and keep getting better each and every day.
Listen, it definitely was a great start. It was a great beginning to a career in Philadelphia. Hopefully it's a long-lasting career in Philadelphia. And like I said, we're benefiting off the Chargers sleeping on him. Hey, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you all for coming.
Yeah, what up,
Swoop Boys? Shout out to them. If you have not done so, go to their channel, subscribe. When they go on, hit that notification because y'all should be watching them every time they go live. Shout out to the Swoop Boys.
Them boys they got some energy, man. I swear, they got some energy.
Great podcast, man. Check them out. But yeah,
hey, man, and what's crazy though is Vic. On to your point, how you said picking up my dog, but Kaiser White,
what a great freaking parent picking up the pup.
Kaiser White, and AJ Brown got like I don't want to say backstabbed by their teams, but they got let go by their teams because first of all contracts, and AJ Brown had something to deal with like the team that he didn't feel was right to him. So they traded him to somewhere else, and it was us. Kaiser White didn't get his bread over there, even though he was clearly the best linebacker there over Kenneth Murray. Yeah, the guy they drafted a couple years ago from Oklahoma. But I'm glad we got both of them.
I'll add to this, you still have Charger fans, beat writers, and players. When he signed with the Eagles, they said, "Why do we let him go?" To this day, they're still going. I still don't understand why we let him go. That's why the Raiders will sweep the division.
Hey, they wanted to make a move for Khalil Mack. They wanted to save more money than what they needed, and they just thought that he would be okay. And that wasn't the case. There was a team that was ready and willing to take him, and the Eagles did just that. But going forward, Let's talk about the other linebacker, the rookie linebacker, Kobe Dean. What did everyone think about his performance? I'll start off with you, Papa.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he had a. Oh, there's Eric. I thought he had a good performance. Not terrible, not the best. I mean, obviously against the Zach Wilson one, could have been better. I mean, yeah, he had very good performance. There was one play where I think he threw a blocker into the runner, and that stopped it right there. And I mean, you kind of saw a little bit of the Georgia connection with Jordan Davis and Kobe Dean.
Yep.
I mean, you saw, hold up, Davis. I almost said Dean. I forgot who played what for a second. You saw Dean kind of throw the blocker away, and then you also just saw Dean just kind of follow up and be able to get through it. He had, I think 5 tackles and 1 tackle for loss. So, I mean, he did pretty good. Would have liked to see a better performance. Or, not a better performance, but would have liked to see a better play when Wilson was rolling out. But, I mean, it was pretty good. And it was also just kind of funny seeing Davis right behind Wilson. I was like, that's a big boy.
Oh,
I was like, Wilson needs to be running faster because Davis will catch him.
But it was a great connection because you see Davis clear out, the lineman, and you see Dean following up.
It's like they've done it before.
You won't even see Dean with Davis's big body in front. So you don't even know that there's a linebacker behind him.
Oh, yeah, especially with Dean being, 5'11"?
Hey, they say 5'11", but I'm going to say he's probably like 5'10", 5'9".
I was going to say 5'10". I mean, yeah, especially
I saw him in person, and he didn't look that tall.
Yeah, he's kind of the concealed weapon at that point. Davis is just hiding him, and it's like, yoo-hoo, hello.
Right.
I'm here.
But, Coach Dante, let me get your thoughts. What did you think about the rookie Kobe Dean?
I thought he was okay. There wasn't too much impressed with him too much. I thought he was okay. Like Sora said, he was cool. He was fine. He was okay. Could have been
not
better.
Bad, not great.
Could have been yeah. You're right about that. See, I knew we would be a good combination at the safety position. I just knew it. I just figured out, So, like you said, basically, is what I'm explaining. Not good, not great. He was okay. He was cool. Still got a lot to work on out there. Zach Wilson played, like you said, could have been a lot better, but I thought he was okay. I thought he was okay. Not great. Not very good, not good. I thought he was just okay. He's going to be cool. He's just got a lot of learning to do, and I think he will get better as time goes on.
Yeah, listen, he had a good performance. Like you said, it wasn't great, but there were a lot of things. There were a lot of things that you've seen. There were a lot of flashes. You see the physical ability he has. Even a guy at his stature, you see that he's capable of taking on that physical game. So it's a lot to be happy about. But, Slay, let me get your thoughts. What did you think of the rookie Kobe Dean?
Yeah, he did. He had a couple good tackles here and there and whatnot. He definitely one of those type of linebackers to where if he senses the run, he's gonna either get you or not get you. So yeah, bro, he was alright yesterday or Friday. He was alright. He wasn't great, but he wasn't terrible. So I mean, I think he played just the way that I wanted him to play. Don't do too much, but still show a couple good tackles. So I mean, I don't think he played amazing and whatnot, like people will probably say, but he did his job. That's all that matters.
Hey, it was very serviceable. It was a good performance. It was something that he could build on. But let's talk about his former teammate, former Georgia teammate, and Jordan Davis. What did everyone think about him? Slay, I'll start off with you.
Godzilla. That's literally all I have to say, bro. That man is just a man amongst boys, bro. Like that boy is he's some different type of dude, bro. I don't know, bro. That boy is he's just different. Like he is 6'6", but he looks like he's 7 foot out there playing, bro. I don't know, how is he 6'6"? I don't get that. He looks like he's 7 foot.
How big his head looked, right, Papa? When he had that.
Oh yeah, in real life,
Yeah, it was wild. He stood next to players, and again, he's not the tallest because you have Jordan Mailata, but the widest, body
He looks
I've
like
ever
he's
seen
Jordan
him have.
Mailato's height, though. He looks like he's his height, bro. He don't look
Jordan's
too.
what 6'7", and I think Davis is
6'8".
6'6". Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Jordan
Davis is
Mailata
6'6",
6'6".
Milata's 6'8", and
Yeah,
then
so
you
you got
got
2 inches on him, but the width of that man, listen, that's a lot of body for a what is he, a 20 year old?
I think so. Yeah, 20 years old.
Yeah,
Oh,
big three.
they also call him the gingerbread man. I don't know if anyone heard that before.
The ginger,
I've not
well,
heard that.
as
Yeah,
dainty as he
so
is
it
on
was
his feet,
actually on
I can
Google.
see it.
Someone called him that before. Yeah, it's the gingerbread man or Godzilla. The one of those two, but I'd rather prefer Godzilla to be honest.
Those are two contrasting things. But Coach, let me get your thoughts. What did you think of Jordan Davis?
I mean, all I gotta say, man, that this dude is gonna be something special against the run game, especially against the run game. And I think he got an opportunity to get some pressure. He's not gonna get many sacks, but he's gonna get a lot of quarterback pressures too, man. It was a play that I just really saw. I mean, I don't know if I can question this guy motor no more. It was a play. I believe it was a play that Zach Wilson was running the football. I seen Jordan Davis right there, down about to
Yeah,
chase
that was the
him
play
down.
with. That was the play he got hurt.
Yes. I mean, he literally about to chase him down. He's fast. That dude is fast, and man, this dude is gonna be good, man. This dude is gonna be a great player, man. He's gonna be a big part of the run game. He's gonna stuff a lot of people in the backfield. He's gonna get a lot of quarterback pressures and open it up for a lot of linebackers that want to come in and blitz. You can just get right behind him, and people won't even see him coming, but. This dude is I got a feeling, man, he's going to have a lot of chase down plays. And that play right there when Zach Wilson was running that football, and even though he did not make the tackle, he almost did, but he's right there on that play right there. The fact that he chased it down, almost came back and officially made the tackle, but he just ended up falling a little bit. But he didn't follow him. He tapped him a little bit. But that play right there stood out right there. This dude's gonna be something serious. And guessing on short yardage down, when you need somebody that can clog up the middle and stop the run and get pressure on the quarterback and throwing downs, man, that is amazing. But that play right there, when Zach Wilson was running the ball, how he's able to get out there and just chase down the guy and just. For any player, just chase down any player like that and make a tackle, even if it's a big game. That's something you can't really question about Jordan Davis. For him to be that big and that fast, that's just something. That's just a good skill level and a scary. That's just scary right there, man. That's all I gotta say, man. That's just scary. This dude's gonna be great, man. This dude's gonna be really, really good. I'm telling you.
It definitely is scary. Papa, let me get your thoughts. What did you think of Jordan Davis on Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Jordan Davis did really well Friday. By the time he was in, the Jets still had their first team out because they didn't obviously want to end the note on Wilson throwing a pick. So, I mean, you saw him kind of up against the starting O-line for the Jets, and there would be times he would toss some guys around. It seemed like he was constantly in the backfield. Maybe one or two plays he wasn't in the backfield, but, I mean, that dude constantly was pushing guys back in the backfield. And then like Coach said on that play that Wilson got hurt, you saw Davis right behind him. Like Zach Wilson needed to get speed real quick because Davis was coming. So I mean, yeah, I definitely liked what I saw. We saw some times that he was triple teamed with the other second and
I was
third.
just gonna bring that up.
Yeah, like with the other second and third stringers, and just imagining that with the starters, like that's something you can't do if like Hassan Reddick's out there, Fletcher Cox out there, Josh Sweat's out there. That's just something you can't do. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely excited to see him. I still think he may end up being a rotational guy, but I mean, even then, you saw that he can be a 3 down. You saw that he can stay there for all 3 downs. It's not like he's there for one play and then immediately swapping. If you swap, or if Davis subs in, he's staying in there for a while. So I mean, yeah, I thought Davis showed a lot of promise.
Listen, I remember the one thing I remember from the 2000 Ravens defense was Ray Lewis talking about Tony Siragusa being in front of him and how important his linemen were.
The Goose.
And when I look at Jordan Davis, and when you see like the linebacking core that we have now, and I saw someone who mentioned in the chat, remember the days when we didn't have a good linebacking core, and now we have one. But now when you see Jordan Davis, the amount of things that he can open up for the rest of the defense, that's what I'm so excited to see when this season finally starts. Now I know, they were going to put Davis all out and he was going to go do what he was going to do in the regular season, but just the little flashes that you were able to see out of Davis, you can see it. When this season starts, they're going to be linemen in trouble. This kid is going to be spectacular. I can't wait to see it. But let me ask a question. Now that we have seen some of this defense, what do you think? What are your thoughts on it? What do you think we're going to get out of this defense this couple of coming seasons? Papa, I'll start off with you.
I mean, I definitely liked what I saw from the defense. Wish we could have seen more of our safeties and corners being tested. Wilson didn't really throw a deep ball. Really, the only time we had a problem, not even a problem, would be like a 3rd and 9, and it just would be somebody kind of open in the middle on a short route.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, you're not going to stop the offense every time on 3rd down, but I mean, that would have been nice to see that cleaned up a little bit on 3rd down. But then again, Kaiser did get the pick, which stopped the drive right there. So I mean, would have liked to see a little bit more of the starting defense, but obviously they got the job done. They got the turnover, so Sirianni was pleased with what he saw. He pulled them. Makes sense.
Yep.
But yeah, just would have liked to see like Slay and Bradbury and our safeties tested a bit more. Would have liked to see kind of Epps pull a play, because I'm a big Epps fan. I think he's going to do good. Would have just liked to see him be tested out a little bit, but other than that, I can't really complain about the starting defense and even some of our second stringers.
Yeah. Coach, what are your thoughts on the defense?
The time that they were out there, they were pretty good, but I can't judge them right now because they're not playing too much in the preseason. I expect them not to get too many reps because you don't want to risk injury on nobody. I just gotta hold. I basically gotta wait till the regular season comes up, like week 1 against the Lions or week 2, up and down to see how this defense can perform. But can't worry about it too much because I haven't seen them. They're not gonna play a lot of snaps in preseason and stuff. But for the time being, right now in that first series and the interception, they look pretty solid. They look pretty good. But you want to see more reps up out of them, get some chemistry going out there. You do want to see more of the guys playing with each other and just communicating out there. But again, I gotta wait till week 1 and the full regular season to judge on how this defense is going to be fully panned out.
Definitely. Slay, what are your thoughts on the Eagles defense?
I think it's a defense with a lot of talent, and I think it's just about a scheme fit. Last year, with how the defense played, it wasn't great for us. But like I said, though, it's a scheme fit, and I don't think Gannon had everything like in the toolbox. Like how always ECG says with the whole thumbnail stuff. If you don't have the amount of like tools and like to work with, then you ain't gonna know how to use them. That's kind of the same old Jonathan Gannon was in last year, because he just didn't know how to use these players in the scheme, because some of them didn't fit. So now you got the players that fit the scheme. You got all the right players you want in the scheme, and I think we're ready to go, bro. Like I think the talent is there, and there's literally no excuses to fail. Like if this defense isn't at least top 10 to top 15 at the least, there's problems, because we were like 18 or 19 and on like the defensive rankings, but we should have been like 25, 24 because of how many passes we gave up down the field and whatnot. But yeah.
I'm gonna throw one more point up in this. This Eagles defense should be at least top 10, top 7. I don't think should be top 15. That's an average defense. This defense is too good to be a top 15 defense, too good to be a top 20 defense. And the only reason they were at least a top 10 defense last year because of the quarterbacks that they really have played last year. Like if you look at when they actually played a great quarterback, that defense was bad last year. But this year with the defensive talent, that you did not have the tools to do it last year, like as anyone said, you didn't have the right scheme players. You didn't have the right fit. This year, you got no excuses to make. You got 2 good cornerbacks on the outside. yes, you have a problem at the safety position that everybody don't like, but Anthony Harris is a damn good safety, bro. And people don't realize that dude is a damn good safety. Marcus Epps, I would still rather him start over Jaquaski Tart. Like I say again,
I think Tart's gonna end up being your box safety.
Yeah, I think I would still give Marcus Epps the
like money backer.
That's gonna help him out. That's only gonna help him out because you got good cornerbacks, and now you're gonna have those safeties. Now they can be more versatile. Now that you got cornerbacks that can hold their own, you got a very good defensive line. So now there's no excuses for Jonathan Gannon not to be at least in the top 10 or the top 7. Top 15, top 18, that's a disappointment, man. You cannot be. You got too good of a defense to be not to be a top 10, the top 7. So I agree with Slade, but like top 15, that will be a little bit off. That will be a little.
That's the very least, though. That's the very least.
That will be a little bit off with this defense that they got now. Now getting the Son Reddish, Zamir. I mean, Kaiser White. Your defense have to be at least top 10 to top 7 defense in the league.
Coach, you said it. This is something I've been saying for a while. Jonathan Gannon has no excuses this year. We've all mentioned it. The excuses last year, he didn't have the talent. How he went out the way, did what he needed to do to provide this team with good talent on defense. You know, again, we're talking about this linebacking core. We're all excited. We never had one in a while. But let me get your thoughts. What's your confidence level in Jonathan Gannon now? And has it changed since what you saw Friday? I'll start off with you, Papa.
With the first, I'm just going to ignore third stringers because, I mean, obviously you're going to see downfall there. I mean, that was just pitiful come third quarter and fourth quarter on both sides just because these are guys just trying to fight for a job. With the first string, again, really my only complaint was just kind of the third downs. It always seems like, which I think there was only maybe 1 or 2 third downs, but I mean, the run defense was just phenomenal. Pass defense, again, up until that, I just remember clearly with a third down, it was a 3rd and 9 that they converted on. And that was those were the downs before the interception. So, I mean, yeah, I was pleased with the defense. I think I kind of got to wait till actual regular season and just see more of the rotations in the regular season. Like, what situation do you put a Davis in? What situation do you put a Dean in? What situation do you put a Tart? When are you going to switch to 4-3, 3-4, a 4-2-5, or sorry, a 5-2-4? You know, I kind of need to see those situations, and that's really something I feel like you can only see in a regular season. So for now, I'd say his stock's going up a little bit, but I would need to wait till regular season to get a clear, kind of defiant answer.
I see that. The barometer has moved, but we don't know how much. It'll be clear once the season starts.
Yeah.
All right. Coach, let me get your thoughts. Has your confidence level changed in Jonathan Gannon since what you've seen this Friday?
Not really. Not really. It hasn't changed. It's still the same. I mean, it's going to be the same until he show more. I mean, we know he's got some better players on this roster, but again, it's all about him. It's all about him. I mean, so my confidence level hasn't changed. I'm still in the mixture of it, but again, if he beats a top 20 defense, like I said, or top 15 or just top 20 or below, ain't no way in hell he should be keeping his job. Then that's just an honest truth right there. So that means it's not the players, it's the coach, it's him, it's the coach. Now put these guys in the right position. So if he finished anywhere top 20 to top 18 to 15, I feel like ain't no way in hell he should be able to keep his job. And that's just the honest truth. This defense is, like I said, it's too good to not to be top 10 and top 7 in stopping the pass and the run. And I feel like this defense has an opportunity to stop the pass and the run, and it's gonna have to start with Jonathan Gannon putting these guys in the right position where they can see putting the right combination of players out there, and it's just gonna start with him. So yeah, my energy really hasn't changed, but he's on the fire. He's on the fire this year. So if this team fails on the defensive side and they're anywhere near top 20, I don't see anyone not calling for his head. He doesn't need to be keeping his shop. It's just him, not the players. It's just really him. So yes, my energy still not hasn't changed about Jonathan Gannon. But the defense does look good. But I want to see when they do in the regular season how this defense is going to really perform. You're not playing that many good quarterbacks this year. You're playing Kirk Cousins, who can pick apart a defense. You're playing Kyler Murray, who's a mobile quarterback, but also has the tendencies to do it. You're not playing too many very good quarterbacks this year, but it's no reason this defense should be in the top 20 or the top 18. And he's on the fire. So if that happens, there's no way he's going to keep his job. There's no way he's going to keep his job.
Yeah, for me, Gannon's on the hot seat, depending on his performance this season. But Slay, let me get your thoughts. Has your confidence level changed at all since the Jets game?
I mean, I take it like game by game, so it's just preseason right now. I don't think it's like like he showed me anything too much because, like I said, it's just the preseason. Like you're not gonna show your entire offense, or I mean, I keep saying offense, defense. Oh my god!
I mean, it's true both ways. You're not going to show your entire offense your entire defense.
Yeah, you don't want to show your entire defense. It's just the preseason, and it's like you gotta like go into every game, especially in the preseason, not to like plan out every defensive game and show the offenses what you got to work with like in the real time. But I think he did solid. He just did his job like everyone else. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't great. It was all right. I thought there was a lot of like talent on that defense that showed their presence and whatnot. But it was just do your job type of thing, and he did that.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, my confidence for myself hasn't really changed. I like what the defense did, but again, I want to see a lot more out of Gannon. Again, the talent that we have now, I don't want that to be construed of him doing better because of it. That doesn't correlate. I want to see better play calls. I want to see better adjustments made during games. I want to see sometimes him getting more aggressive with the defense. Actually blitzing. We have the talent at linebacker now. We can explore those options with it. Oh, let's go. We got my guy back.
Oh.
Here we go. But yeah, that's what I want to see out of Gannon going forward. And now that my guy is back, let's talk about it, man. We're hitting this up. Let's talk about what's been going on around the league. The preseason games, the injuries, everything. Who has impressed you all so far? Pop, I'll start off with you.
I mean, right off the bat, the best rookie wide receiver impressed me so far, which was George Pickens, and the best rookie running back impressed me so far, which was Dameon Pierce. I mean, Pickens, you just saw in his blocking. I know there's the clips going around of, like, Pickens has been a bully. You just see him shoving corners. I mean, you saw the one touchdown, obviously. I mean, this Pickens is a very good receiver. He was very underrated. Clearly would have been a top 10 pick if he did not get injured. Still should have been a first-round pick. Very fortunate for the Steelers Very fortunate for the Steelers that he fell to them. English is a hard subject. Dameon Pierce, I mean, enough said. He's Offensive Rookie of the Year. We're done. The Texans literally, and you can ask Coach, we were doing the play-by-play last night. Texans literally could not move the ball offensively until Dameon Pierce was there. First run of the game, 20-yard run. You looked at his blocking. He'd be picking up 320-plus pound dudes, sling him over the shoulder, and then just throw him behind him. Mm-hmm. You didn't really get to see much of his catching game. Back in college, the rare times he did get to play, he had some issues with the fumblies. You saw no signs of that last night. Sticking with the Texans, Jalen Petrie, that's a man that's everywhere at the right place, right time. That is a man that is a tackling machine. I will go back to the Eagles because there was one guy on the third stringers that I was pretty impressed with, which was Reed Blankenship. Led the team in tackles on Friday. 5 tackles, 1 assist. He was pretty good. Even the players have been praising him in practice. Kenny Pickett did good for his first time playing. Had 2 touchdowns, had a game-winning drive. Kyle Trask looked all right, but they also kind of threw him in with Slim Pickens, he had 238 yards. He had a touchdown. Almost had a game-winning drive. I know almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Did have 2 turnovers. One of them, the receiver just kind of dropped, and then the other one was a fumble, and he was dealing with third, fourth stringers at O-lineman. If you saw him playing when Blaine Gabbert played, I guarantee you would have seen a better performance out of him. But I mean, yeah, he did all right. I definitely think he needs to be starting over Gabbert. I don't know what Bowles was thinking, putting Gabbert in first and then throwing Trask to the Wolves.
Yeah, Trask played well. He had a good command of the offense. I like what I saw out of him. But, Coach, who stood out to you so far this preseason?
Okay, I got 2 guys. But I want someone to pull up the receipt. And I know I said this. It was me and ECG and Slade on Night After Dark. We was just talking. And I came out and said, George Pickens is my dark horse to be the best rookie receiver in this league. So we got that stream on. I need the receipt to that because I know I came up and said that.
I literally said that too. I was like, Pickens will be – I wasn't on that one, but I was like, Pickens will be the best rookie receiver, and Pierce will be the best rookie running back.
Yes, I literally said about George Pickens, this guy. But I'm going to go 3 guys right here that has really impressed me. But there's been a lot of drop passes, a lot of drop balls by every receiver except of George Pickens. But number 1, I'm going to go with Jaquan Brisker. I'm going to go with Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State for Chicago. Dude was all over the field, playing in the box yesterday. I mean, getting tackles, pass breakups everywhere, all over the field. I'm going to go with Jaquan Brisker. Number 2, Sam Ehlinger. Did you see the game that Sam Ehlinger played yesterday against the Buffalo Bills? That's my favorite Texas quarterback, man. And that dude was underrated as hell in college, bro. If y'all ain't seen Sam Ehlinger, a guy that can throw the ball, run the football, and very strong.
He was the best looking quarterback for the Colts.
God damn you, Coach, bro. God damn you, bro.
Is a very solid quarterback. And number 3 that I got, man, I got to go with this guy. This guy was very impressive for what I've seen today. I'm going to go with dark horse, the running back out of UNC, Ty Chandler from Minnesota. This dude is very solid, man, and I think he's got a chance to make that Minnesota roster right there. So, yeah, those are my 3 guys that really caught my eye in the preseason so far.
I would even throw in, which I know was going on while we were doing this show, but from the little bit that I've seen, Kellen Mond looked hella good.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up, I think I have his stats up. Again, we didn't really watch it fully because we were doing this show, but his stats were 9 for 14, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Yeah, I mean that right there, that's a good. That right there was a good play, and also I'm gonna throw in because I saw Paul mention wide receiver Alec Pierce. Kyrie Elam locked that boy up. Kyrie Elam also had a great showing. Elam is better than Gardner. You heard it here first. Slay, go ahead.
Slay, who do you have left? Who else is in the memory bank?
Who else is playing?
It was gonna be Sam Ehlinger, but people like Coach always read my mind. Sam Howell definitely looked impressive. He looked impressive. He definitely looked better than Matt Corral. I like Pickett. Isaiah Rodgers from the Colts. He was good. I like him. He's their CB1 right now. Tyler Johnson from the Bucks. He's like their 5th receiver, but he could definitely be like a 3 or 2 at best on any other team if there wasn't guys like Russell Gage, Julio, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin on one team. But y'all already know who I'm gonna say, bro. George Pickens is him, bro. Look at this man right here, bro. He's him, bro. Oh my God, this man is different. He's just different. I wish I had a green screen, but George Pickens is just different, bro. The Giants messed up. They took Wandale over him. And I love Wandale Robinson. You gotta take Pickens right there when he's
especially when you already have Kadarius Toney.
I don't even know if I would have paid Galladay that much money. He was good in Detroit, but that much, you could have just took George Pickens.
Pickens is showing a lot, and we've all seen the tape before him taking Sauce Gardner for a ride. thinking how many guys.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, Paul.
Like, yeah, he's a tremendous talent.
Ritter.
But my guy who has been on a stadium tour, Dante, let me get your thoughts on who stood out to you so far this preseason.
Can you guys hear me, by the way? We're good?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're
So
good.
you straight.
All right. So, from what I've seen, I got several different players, man, that I was impressed by. George Pickens, of course, we've already seen it. Like, big fan of George Pickens. The second person I'm gonna say is Anthony McFarland.
Like he's physical. You know what I mean?
Somebody's playing something. I can't really.
Oh my bad.
How did I know it was Slay?
My bad.
I
Sorry,
knew it.
I'm like hearing
Yeah,
I'm like hearing it while I'm talking.
Bro, I thought I
can't get my
muted
point
it. My
across.
bad.
You thought wrong.
clearly not media trained.
Anthony McFarland, a running back from the Steelers, was awesome as well. But I just want to call out the Seahawks as well. Running backs on both sides. Every single running back that played in that game did really, really well. Oye Mafe from the Seahawks was awesome. Shout out to my boy Drew Lock, man. Drew Lock actually played really, really well.
Until he got
Until he
hit
didn't.
hard, my God. That sack fumble was rough. The line side hit. Oh, I felt bad. Oh, did we lose him?
No.
Oh, what's good, my guy? Air Force Reserve Sergeant Walker. Appreciate you for coming.
Oh yeah,
through.
Rashad White did
Thank
have a
you
good
so
game
much.
too.
Oh yeah,
You guys
listen.
hear me?
Now
we can hear you now. You're good.
And then I just wanted to call out a guy that we saw in person on the Jets who should be quarterback number one. It's Chris Streveler, bro. That dude was awesome, man. Chris Streveler.
Man, who the hell is that guy, bro? I don't even know who that
He's
is.
the one that threw 2 touchdowns against you guys and looked
Bro.
awesome out there.
I don't know who that
He
is.
looked good.
Yeah,
That's 'cause you
he
didn't watch
looked
the
good
game.
as preseason, bro. He should not be starting, bro. Hey,
He should be the starter.
over Zach
I was saying,
Wilson.
have
Bro,
you seen
Right now, Zach Wilson's not
quarterback
playing.
right now?
Oh, well, not over Flacco though. I don't know about Flacco.
Well, let me ask you a question, Dante, because you were there in Pittsburgh when it happened. What did you think of Kenny Pickett? You know, the guy came in, won the game. He was running around. For sometimes it looked like he was running for his life. But other times he was avoiding pressure. He kept his eyes downfield. But what did you think of Kenny Pickett in his first performance?
I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear me. Can you guys hear me? Because I'm in a really bad area right now.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. I think the analysis on Kenny Pickett is kind of like how we watch our film studies. Routine. Oh, that was a nice run. That may be a 4. Oh, man, that's another good run. That may be a 4. I mean, it's the same thing I felt like with Matt Corral. Matt Corral played with the nobodies of the Panthers offense, and we're all sitting here saying that it's trash or that he didn't play well, which I don't think that's a fair assessment. Anybody will look really bad with the team. They don't have any depth there in the Panthers. So I really think that was unfair. But on the other side of that, the crowd in Pittsburgh when Kenny Pickett took over was absolutely electrifying, bro. I've never, like, if anybody had to give a standing homage to their fans and how much they're behind their city's guy, and Kenny Pickett like number 1. Like it was insane, man. But he did really well. I think people are overhyping him a little bit.
Yeah, we lost you on the tail end. I understand you said they were overhyping him a little bit. We didn't get a little bit right before you said that.
Yeah, I was saying, with the city of Pittsburgh, if there had to be a hometown guy that they're going to root for that you thought was their quarterback number 1, it was Kenny Pickett. Like, it was electrifying for how many people were there. When I was in Philadelphia, there was obviously more fans there in Philadelphia, and there wasn't as many in Pittsburgh. But when Kenny Pickett came out, bro, the Kenny chants, that it was electrifying, bro. Like, they were behind their guy. But I think his play was just average. Like, there was nothing that threw me off the charts about his performance. But you would be a little sideways to think, if you were there, to think that he had a better performance than he actually did, just being part of that crowd. But yeah, I think he just played average. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with the way he played, but I did like the fact that Pittsburgh, they were behind their guy, bro. When I say you would have thought he was quarterback number 1, dog. I mean, it was insane. But good games all around. I think Pittsburgh. I stand by my my statement I made earlier. Pittsburgh is the team to beat in the AFC East, bro. Straight up. Or in the AFC North. I'm sorry. Straight up, they're the best team.
Well, let me ask. And
That's cap.
I know it was a small sample size. Hold on, but I know it was a small sample size. But between as they have their competition, what did you think of Mitchell Trubisky compared to Kenny Pickett? Was there anyone who were head and shoulders better than the other, or did they both look the same, or did you clearly see that one should be starting over the other?
Oh no, Mitch is better. The mobility, the way to escape the pocket, the way to take a tackle and escape from that, to throw and the run, some of the throws that he were making that were smart wasn't his first read. Like Mitch, I after the first couple of passes, I looked over to my wife. I was like, he's quarterback number 1. Like, no matter what these other 2 idiots do tonight, he's the number 1 guy. Like, not the fact to call them idiots, but it just Mitch is the dude, man. He's a bona fide starter in the league, bro. I've been saying that for years. That is the most poised I've ever and relaxed I've ever seen Mitch Trubisky. You can tell that offense, he commands that offense too. It's just something about watching the games in person and seeing how his teammates react on the sidelines after a play and when he's in the moment making a play, bro. Yeah. He's a big kid too, bro. Like, he's going to be able to take some of the hits that are going to be coming from the Baltimores and Cincinnati's this year. But yeah, Mitch Trubisky is definitely the better quarterback. There's no question in my mind.
Oh, listen, it's going to be interesting to see what goes on this season with Pittsburgh. But I think two rookies that haven't been mentioned are people that in this preseason. Sky Moore. I think Sky Moore had a decent showing. I think he was out there, with the Chiefs. And let's talk about it though. Before we do, a lot of talk was made about the loss of Tyreek Hill, how that would affect the Chiefs. I said, again, once this video is released, once my guy Dante is done with the editing, we have a top 10 quarterback list that will be released. And once it does, one of the things I did mention was I thought that Patrick Mahomes might benefit from this move because now he has more receivers that are specialized and, they'll give defenses different looks. And we saw, Patrick Mahomes was spreading the ball around good. Sky Moore played good. He was on special teams. We saw a lot of them. Slay, you had something to say?
Yeah, I was going to say what Paul said about Boye Mafe. Yeah, he played great. Boye Mafe. Bro, I love that guy, bro. He was amazing last year, bro.
The amount of pressures that he got.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, you left us at amount
out a little bit.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring up something too. And take a look.
Mafe is a beast, though.
Hey, I was gonna take a little further what Slay said. By the way, Patrick Mahomes had no problem moving the offense down the field. First dropping it, he had no problem. So I mean, people want to say how good Patrick Mahomes are going to be. No, how good is Tyreek Hill going to be? That's the question we all need to be asking. We're going to see how good Tyreek Hill is going to be in Miami. We know how good Patrick Mahomes still can be, and he had no problem leading that team down the field with effort slips, no problems. And I think Scott Moore is definitely going to help that as well. But Patrick Mahomes still going to be a great quarterback. I still think he's still going to be that guy. But we're going to definitely see how good Tyreek Hill. That's the question everybody needs to be answered, should be answered. How good Tyreek Hill is going to be without Patrick Mahomes in Miami.
All I'm going to say is
we got clips on the Reddit of Tyreek Hill talking about how great Tua is. If Hill has a bad season, Tua has a bad showing. Mean season. That's all I got to say. It's going to be meme season.
Nah, Hill is going to be good, bro. He's going to be good, bro.
Tyreek was trapping all summer on Tua. Come on. I'm not
They're going to use him on Jets week too,
Come on, to say that Tua is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's
we're going to come out with the receipts.
but I was going to say, this is the difference between Stephon Diggs and Tyreek Hill. And I'm just bringing up Diggs for this comparison because People always say Hill is better than Diggs.
No, it's not.
I'm saying like if you take away that one attribute from Hill, and I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying like, and I hate taking attributes away from players. It's just not a good look. Sometimes it does suck. Like Lamar, his running ability, like that's God gifted. Too many quarterbacks don't have that. So all I'm gonna say is, let's say you take away that speed like factor from Tyreek Hill. Is he? I still think he's a top 15 to top 20 receiver, but I don't think he's a top 5 or top 10. I think he's gonna be still top 20, but like that speed is gonna like it would have taken him more time for him to develop that because year 1, year 2, this man is blowing by defenders with that God gifted speed. So like, and he had to develop that route runner, man. And it was just even better for him to get a guy like Patrick Mahomes because Mahomes is just gonna, slick throw that jump and in his hands, and it's gonna always be there, man.
Well, not even
He's
Patrick
Mason
Mahomes, but it was the
Rudolph.
benefit that he had of being brought up in an Andy Reid offense.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That helped him out tremendously. Now, again, like I said, a lot of talk was made. He put a lot there saying, put a lot on Tua. We all saw what Patrick can do and can still do. The pressure's on Tyreek Hill. The pressure's on Tua. Tyreek shouldn't have said anything because one thing about Tua, I don't know if he can handle, is the talk. We see him getting snarky in the interviews. He knows what's being said. So again, if he's not up to par, they all better be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think it's a lot of pressure on Tyreek Hill, and especially Tua. I think Tua's on the fire this year. He has to show some better progress due to the team that already tried to trade him. They tried to actually give up on him. So I think Tua's up under a lot of pressure this year. And I'm just really interested in seeing how good Tyreek Hill is going to be with Tua and since leaving Patrick Mahomes, because the one thing people is afraid of Tyreek Hill is the speed and him just running past the defense. I mean, Stephon Diggs is a better wide receiver. I say better route runner, just better hands catcher, can get open, get separation. But I mean, Tyreek Hill just a little bit more faster. And like I said again, if I'm having to choose between those two, I'm definitely taking Stephon Diggs
to build a team. Diggs for sure.
Talking about overall player and build a team. I'm taking
Diggs.
Well, think about it like this too, Coach. That's great that you're saying all of that because that's exactly the same points that I have. I do have to say that he might be, the overshadowing thing about Tyreek Hill is that team with the Chiefs was really freaking good, man.
Yep.
Nicole Hardman was fast as well. Travis Kelce, you already know what Travis Kelce was going to do. And then, of course, he had Patrick Mahomes throwing on the ball as well as one of the most deadly quarterbacks that we've ever seen. Like, he had a stacked team around him as well. What can he do? I mean, to be honest, Jalen Waddle is fast as well. So, if he doesn't step up to the plate and really shows what he can do, because say what you want, Gesicki's not a number one tight end, by the way. So,
blasphemous.
Just throwing that out there, you can't say that Gesicki and Travis Kelce are even on the same wavelength or same level. Like, let's be real with ourselves here.
He's not even better than Darren Waller when Darren Waller is healthy. He's not even better than Darren Waller when Darren Waller is healthy.
Well, he's not even better than
1A and a 3D.
You can make an argument Dawson Knox is better than him, to be honest.
He had a late start.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
and
if you're
Paul,
talking about a receiver to start your team up right now, Stephon Diggs or Tyreek Hill. It's
Diggs
Stephon
all
every single day.
Oh my God, that's not.
I should have said Shakir when we were talking about the rookies.
Yo, what up, Jay man? Well, what I was gonna say was, Paul, Russell Wilson is like 5'11", so if you play the game to play the game, bro. Like if you got a small stature, that doesn't mean anything. Like, yes, you're not gonna throw the ball over the defensive lineman all the time, like Kyler Murray, but Kyler Murray's still a good player. So is Russell Wilson, and they're not.
Shout out to my guy Jordy. I apologize because we were just talking about you last night, my guy, watching a horrible performance of Ian Book. I know you must have been sick to your stomach, my guy.
Nah, Jack Cohn though.
Not representing the Irish good at all.
Yo, Jack Cohn though. Yo.
Hey, people gotta give it up to Josh Smith. Josh Johnson, excuse me. Josh
Yep.
Johnson had a great game against Dallas yesterday. And can we talk about how bad Dallas looked? The running game, I'll give it that. Dallas has a good running back core. I like the running backs they have. But everything else was bad yesterday. And a lot of it
It's
had to do with Cooper
preseason. I'm
Rush.
not gonna take too
I'll
much.
put a lot of that on Cooper Rush. You know, he made that team look horrible. But again, I didn't really see any bright spots other than the running backs.
Tyler Smith is going to be a amazing player, bro. I need people to start realizing that right now, bro. Just because I'm an Eagles fan doesn't mean the guy's not good, bro. That man was amazing last year at Tulsa.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he had holds and penalties and whatnot. He fits that style already with the Packers. I mean, Cowboys. Oh my God, bro. I'm losing words today, bro. I'm losing my damn mind.
Hey,
So yeah, he got that that run blocking ability. He was definitely top 2 at run blocking in the class. So that running game is going to be very lethal this year, and I think it's going to be more of a balance where they run the ball more and pass the ball more this year. To be quite honest,
I want to take a moment and I want to call out Mike McCarthy for this, because this is clearly on Mike McCarthy. How the hell you have 18 penalties? This team has 18 penalties. How are this team that undisciplined to have 18 penalties in a football game? I mean, I know it's possible, but you're supposed to be this Super Bowl champion head coach. You're supposed to bring in a different culture. You're supposed to bring in a different disciplining process. You're supposed to be one of the respectable head coaches in the NFL. You can't get your team to stop holding. You can't get them to stop false starting. You're supposed to have a kickers competition, and you're going for it on 4th down. But you're supposed to be evaluating players. So some of it, I put a lot of this on Mike McCarthy as a coach. When you have 18 penalties in the ball game, that is just flat out on coaching. That is just no discipline of any type of time, and he needs to get better at that. Now, holding these players accountable and all of those penalties is just unacceptable. And if you're supposed to have a competition and you want to evaluate that competition, why are you study going for it on 4th downs instead of letting the field goal kickers go at it and just see who's going to be the best kicker for the job? But I just want to hold Mike McCarthy accountable for the 18 penalties and for the lack of evaluated process on how he using everything on 4th down and going for it instead of evaluating the kicker. You can't evaluate nobody out there if you're not giving them an opportunity. You can't evaluate a player if you can't give them an opportunity. So 18 penalties is just a disgrace, and he's got to be better, man. So I'm holding him fully accountable for not having his team ready, not having his team disciplined enough. You got your behind kicked at a joint practice. Too bad about that. But then you get it kicked in the game. That's a different story, and that's something that can't sit right with me or any other Cowboy fan out there. And that's something that don't sit well with me. What you do at practice, you're gonna do it in the game, and they damn sure did it last night, and did it even worse.
Facts. Listen, Mike McCarthy is an overpaid paperweight. We all know that the decisions he's made in the past have cost the Cowboys games, and it's stupid decisions that a first-time coach would probably make, but not a coach who's been in the league for over 20 years, has been to a Super Bowl. Listen, again, I honestly believe that Mike McCarthy is just holding a place for Sean Payton next season. And it's one of the reasons why I say, like, for owners, for any NFL team out there, don't get a yes man as a coach, because this is what happens. Mike McCarthy is that yes man. He basically doesn't run the team. He doesn't have no decision on the roster. But when you have him as for a coach, his play calling, development, horrible in every single facet, has done so much wrong with that Dallas Cowboys team, along with Dak Prescott. Between the both of them, they have ruined the talent on this team and have just wasted it. I believe 1,000% with what you're saying, Coach, and I really believe that, again, Dallas Cowboys, they need to move on from Mike McCarthy. For me as an Eagles fan, please keep him forever. Sign him up for one of them 10-year, $100 million contracts, whatever you want. Keep him forever. But again, if you want your team to succeed and actually do something that it hasn't done for almost 30 freaking years, you need to move on from Mike McCarthy. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have a voice in the system, you're lost. 1,000%. Listen, fellas, we have reached the 2-hour mark. Are there any other thoughts anyone wants to get out there? Anything else?
Nah, man, just shout out to everybody for coming through today, man. Make sure y'all hit that like and that subscribe for my boy Vic and everybody on the panel. my safety brother up here, my boy Slay down here, my boy Big up there to the left, man. Always a part of being a part of the family, being a part of the show. Just have to hold Mike McCarthy accountable. Again, man, how the hell? I mean, again, you get your behind kicked at practice, but you go into the game and you do the same thing. And you do the same thing, and you get it kicked even worse. But not only that, you have 18 goddamn penalties. You got 18 penalties, and like I said again, it's just something that doesn't sit right with any other fan as a sport, as a coach of the sport, and as a fan of the sport. I mean, like I said, what you do at practice, you're gonna do in the game, and the Dallas Cowboys definitely did it at the game. So I hold Mike McCarthy extremely 1,000% accountable for all of that, for what went down.
Definitely. All right, gentlemen, we're at that time. It's time to bid farewell. Big Play Slay, let the good people at home know where they can find you.
Yep, you already said it. Big Play Slay on YouTube. That's where you go find me. Twitter, all that jazz. I mean, if you wanna, follow me on Instagram, it's a different name. Manny 2 times my regular nickname in the real world. But yeah, that's where you can find me, man. And also, you can find me at the East Coast Gridiron, man, with my family right here, YouTube family right here. Vic, Sora, 2 safety brothers right there. And then you got the running back 1 right here. And then me, the drop guy. So yeah, that's where you can find us.
Hey, don't forget the stat guru, Don. Shout out to Don.
Yep.
Appreciate you, my guy. But Coach Dante, let the people at home know where they can find you, my guy.
Oh man, y'all can find me everywhere on YouTube. Whether if it's supporting the other people, other people. Like I say, y'all can find me at Coach Dante on 3031 on Twitter, Coach Dante on 31 on Instagram, Coach Dante on YouTube, and Coach Dante at the Spotlight Sports Network, which is I am executive of the network, and Coach Dante at ECG Sports Gridiron ECG Sports Gridiron, man, with help with rest of the guys on the panel and the stats guru himself, man. Dunn and my safety brother up here. Y'all can also find us at the Navy Series. We're ranked number 14 in the country, so y'all come by and support the Navy Series as well.
Oh, definitely come through. Papa, let them know where they can find you and where they can see you.
Yeah, y'all can find me on clearwaterinmates.com, probably in the near future, I don't know. I have my own channel, Papa Sora. I haven't really done anything much with that. Just kind of setting stuff up, just getting stuff prepped up. Hopefully we'll get back into that. I mean, y'all can just mainly follow me on East Coast Gridiron. I'll be coming at y'all with the hot takes of the hot takes. Eric will appreciate this one. I already said one of my hot takes is Raiders are making the Super Bowl. I mean, that's
clip that.
That's already one of the hot takes. I've got a lot of hot takes, and I plan on being around.
You want to hear a bigger hot take that I'm about to announce on my channel, bro? Sora already heard it, bro.
Is it the Kyle Pitts one?
Yup. Kyle Pitts is going to have the greatest single season tight end season ever.
Stop the cap.
I believe it, bro.
What are you talking about? It's going to be Mike Gesicki.
Rob Gronkowski, Kellen Winslow, all them. He's going to break it.
No, you already know what it's about.
And my guy came in the last second. Dante, let the good folks at home know what
more possibility.
The couch dude. The couch dude.
Yo, can y'all see me or no?
Nope.
No, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
You're in the shadow realm.
All right.
Man, I'm so tired of this.
Exodia.
So tired of this. What you said? Let them know where they can find me.
Yeah, let them know where they can find you.
Well, now that you say that, they can find us on the East Coast Gridiron. On
shirt.
YouTube, Twitter. I've been posting a lot of content on Twitter from the games and stuff, so just expect that for pretty much the rest of the season as I try to get around there a couple of games. I mean, Vic talked about going to Penn State. I know I talked about coming down from Florida State. We know we're going to Syracuse this year, so we might be up there at Big Play Slay's neck of the woods, and I might have to Texas to come see the game with Coach. Baby.
I know we got the Senior Bowl.
Yeah. Alabama, look out.
Yes. Most likely we'll be getting credentials to the Senior Bowl.
And SEC Media Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we'll try to.
We got a lot of big things.
Yeah, the SEC. Yeah, the ECG family has a lot of things in the works. So
we have connections.
Tune in. You're gonna want to stay up to date with us. Well, listen, everybody, and no one has mentioned it, but please, every Thursday night, join us. The ECG family will be doing a pregame show for every Thursday night game. Please come through. It's a new thing we've been working on. It's been great. We would appreciate everyone. Mark it on your calendars. Hit that reminder when you see that notification pop up. But if you can, and if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and do so. And go out to the other fellows' channels as well. Go subscribe to their stuff. They have great content coming out. Coach Dante is constantly doing play-by-plays. We have a little bit of everything for everyone. But, for me, I want to say thank you to everyone that came through. Fellas, I appreciate you all for taking the time out and coming on today.
Hey,
It was a
before you
great
go, Vic,
show. What's up?
before you go, I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Carson Strong better. He's better than anyone.
All right,
And
kick
that's
this
too
man.
late.
Oh Lord! Listen, we'll see
Carson
Carson
Strong
Strong this
better.
week.
I'd rather have
Sure.
Sean Mannion. I'd rather have
Carson
Sean Mannion.
Strong better.
I am furiously
better than
clicking to try to
Mahomes, bro.
kick this man.
Listen,
Carson Strong is better than Tom Brady.
oh come on now. We still can all do
I'm
possible
playing.
stuff.
The
Let's go.
Chargers
Hey,
are washed.
appreciate everyone in the chat. Paul, thank you so much.
That's a
SC,
hot take.
everyone that came through, thank you so much. It has been a great episode of the Big Ticket. I'm your host, Vic3. We're out.